I don't have friends. I got family.
Family.
You can have any brew you want, as long as it's a Corona.
Family.
This just went from Mission Impossible to Mission and freaking Sanity.
The movies.
Welcome everybody. No, we're not
I do that every
stopping.
week.
We're not stopping. This is a non-stop, exciting, engine-filled, talk-adjusted.
I know. I was
Um,
just making some, tire marks.
I'm fairly
Just
sure.
to do a donut.
I'm fairly sure Johnny did tire marks on all the previous episodes.
This one, I think we can't stop anymore.
True.
I don't.
Yeah,
I
no
don't
breaks.
think. I think it's no. There's time for no breaks.
Okay,
Yep. No breaks.
fair enough.
We're going faster than ever.
Do you want to start again?
No,
Andrew?
no, I don't. We keep this stuff in because that's what family does. I'm Andrew Jones, and I'm family, and with me, as always, is my family, Leah.
Johnny Alice. Hello.
And today we welcome a new member of the family. Please welcome Ian Lowing to the podcast.
Wait,
This is, of
how's
course,
it going? Yeah, I'm
Past Fridays.
gonna be the big bad,
Oh,
and then I'm not.
Uh-oh.
wait.
I'm gonna f some s up. I forgot to ask if this. I think this might be a clean podcast.
No,
'cause
it's not. It ain't.
Oh, is it? Oh, in all seriousness, I don't remember any swearing, so this is great.
I mean, I keep it clean as much as possible, but I say the word bullshit a lot.
That actually, yeah, good point. Well, I'm gonna fuck shit up, and then I'm gonna be saving Vin Diesel's baby in the next one. Spoiler alert! Hey, let's go.
What a weird fate you lead.
What?
It's
It's my fate. I'm furious. It's my fate. What can I say?
And I think you're getting to something quite important. But before we get to that, the first focus of today's show is Fast and Furious Supercharged. Because that's
Just the
chronologically
ride.
what happens between 6 and 7 is they make the ride. They make
And is this
the
canon?
ride.
I didn't.
I don't know
the
where this
ride
fits
had a
in
story.
canon because, okay, here's the thing.
Right.
Owen Shaw's the bad guy. And Letty
Okay.
is with family. So Letty's
Right.
hanging out with everybody. So this would have to happen between her being saved from the tank and Owen Shaw being blown up on the plane 20 minutes later.
Right.
Is his face
Okay.
fucked up or anything?
No, he's not Scarface in this one.
Okay,
He's
all right.
still beautiful Luke Evans.
Yeah, okay.
So the plot, right?
Yes.
The plot is the tour guide on the. This is the Hollywood version because this is the one I've written on. Oh, by the way, I'm
Right.
family now. I should mention because I wrote this one.
Ooh, family.
The tour guide, who is apologising for the unplanned event, is interrupted by Luke Hobbs, telling guests that they'll be sent to a safe location. This is because Owen Shaw and his gang are after a high-valued witness on the tram. One of us. The tram enters the
Does someone
garage.
get told if they're the high value
Oh, I-
witness so they have to play along?
I kind of hope they do. I don't remember being told, so I guess I wasn't high value enough.
Oh, fuck.
I was, taken out of there by King Kong for a while and ridden on his palm. But it wasn't the Peter Jackson one, it was just a security guard called King Kong.
Okay.
Yeah. It was a very interactive experience.
That was a bit sweaty, Andrew. I won't lie, mate.
Everything I do is sweaty,
Yeah, all right.
but that's because I'm the Luke Hobbs of this podcast.
And because everything he does is Fast and Furious.
The
That's
tram
true.
enters the garage and is given an introduction to Roman Pierce and Letty Ortiz. Two of the franchise's characters. Thank you, Wikipedia. The tram drives further into the garage, where, using a Pepper's ghost illusion, a party is interrupted by Agent Novak. I shrugged. I shrugged for no one to see me. Who escorts the partygoers out of the room. Agent Novak, I shrugged again, wants to stop Roman, but Dominic Toretto and Letty appear, followed by Hobbs.
Can we stop for a second, right? Shea Wiggum is Agent Stasiak.
come
Surely
on.
they could have chucked him like 20 grand to do
I
that.
mean, yeah, he's, scale. I don't know what scale is on a ride, but yeah. Get Shea in there.
Get fucking Shea Wiggum in there. He's in a couple of Fast and Furiouses. People would know who he is if they've watched the films.
Yeah, and of course he's an acclaimed character actor, so people would just be happy to see him.
True that.
Well, I'm just picturing, while Andrew's telling this whole thing, I'm just picturing the entire cast of Fast and Furious are actually at the ride. They're live actors. This is what they do on their downtime between doing the films.
It's like Disneyland. It's just there's people dressed up as them who go around the park.
Don't ruin the magic.
Dressed up as the Rock.
You know, I'm going to go hug Dom.
You go up to him, you ask, what do you remember about your father? I don't remember about my father.
I remember everything about my father.
Hobbs has a bigger gun and takes Novak away. Screeching cars in the background alert the team that the trouble is ahead. The riders put on their 3D glasses. The team makes way for their vehicles and begins the chase in a parking lot underground, where Owen Shaw appears to seek revenge on Dominic, leading a chase outside on the freeway. And then they're saved, and then everything's fine.
That's good.
Yeah, that was Supercharged. It was quite exciting to watch.
How long does that ride take?
That's probably 10 minutes all in all, from the turning into the garage to the turning out, and you applaud and you go, wow, and then they do a making of.
Can you watch it on YouTube?
Probably someone's done something. Let's have a quick look.
You'd imagine so, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I'd not even thought about that. I did a
4K best version from Florida.
I did a thing with a friend in America where we were just doing loads of rides, and we were doing the Star Wars one, which was quite long, and like the Snow White ones. We were just doing all sorts. I made her do the some rides from Gulliver's Land because she'd never heard of it because she's American.
Gulliver's Land.
Is that like a really shitty small theme park somewhere in the UK?
Yeah, have you not heard of Gulliver's? Oh right, okay.
I've heard of Oakwood.
Oh yeah, I've not heard of Oakwood.
There
Gulliver's
you go.
Land and Gulliver's Land and
no, Johnny, don't you come here with your. Do you know every single fucking little rinky-dink theme park in the UK? No.
Gulliver's Land and Wicksteed Park were my two.
Just remember that. I want that to sink in for a period of 5 seconds, and then you can move on. Right?
Yes.
5,
yes, sir.
4, 3, 2, 1. Rinky-dink Gullivers, go.
Can I take my dunce hat off?
This time.
Gulliver's Land and Wicksteed Park were my two growing up as a child. Do you remember Wicksteed Park? No? Never heard. James Acaster worked at Wicksteed Park, apparently. Which always makes me think that, like, maybe when I was a kid, I got served by James Acaster. Sorry, we're talking about the Fast and Furious ride. Yes.
This fucking ride looks incredible, by the way. They got Luda. If they got Luda, they could get Shea with them.
In Florida, they got Luda, and I believe they got Jordana Brewster as well.
That's right, yeah.
For like introductions before the actual event starts. They got some extra material in Florida. But you also then have to be in Florida.
It's a fair point. It's hot as fucking balls in Florida. Unsurprisingly.
I mean, if you look at Tesh's hair in the second film, of course it is. Have you seen it? That's Supercharged.
And that happens at some point between 6 and 7.
Between some point during 6, it has to, because by the end of 6, Owen Shaw is demonstrably partially murdered in a plane crash.
Mm.
Yeah. Which leads us to today's film of topic.
Yes.
Furious 7 from 2015. Written by Chris Morgan.
It comes up as Fast and Furious 7 on the screen.
I know it does, but it's technically released as Furious 7. And so I go by that because it's cooler and it fits in with Furious 6. This is written again by Chris Morgan. It's directed by Justin... What? James Wan? Where's our Lynn? That's right, we're switching directions finally.
It's a damn good entry. This is probably one of my favourites. Number 7. Next to number 5.
No, 7 is number next to 6 and 8. I don't know if you know your numbers.
Touche.
Yeah, that's a problem.
Yep.
So what do you feel about having some James Wan in this stuff?
I mean,
Go ahead.
I love my Malaysian Australian filmmakers, of which I only know one. If I'm honest,
Expand your understanding of the place then.
I'm obvious. No, I'm not very well. Yeah, I should. I'm not very well cultured, but
Really?
But to be fair, their hit rate's 100%, so maybe I should stop.
So this is coming after Insidious 2, before The Conjuring 2.
Alright.
So he's still, firmly sitting in the horror franchises that he's building himself.
Yeah.
Reign. But he's happy to take on something a bit more important. Family.
It would be an interesting film to put a bit of horror in here. Because, they're talking about bringing the Jurassic Park franchise in with the Fast and Furious, aren't they? That's like an ongoing
Men in
discussion.
Black Jump Street.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That would have been so wild.
There's some scuttlebutt about that happening. It's just
I
like,
don't know if it ever will, but it's like, now you said it, you got to do it.
I mean, the thing is, I mean, you could easily
Let's go
take
faster.
out.
Let's go faster.
You could take. Oh god, yeah. You could take out Chris Pratt and Bryce Dallas Howard without batting a fucking eyelid. If you had Jeff Goldblum in a car with Dom, I mean, the money.
Like Danny Ramsey.
Sorry.
He could be Danny Ramsey. He could be an older nerd.
I mean, he has got form for mixed race children in the Jurassic franchise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It could it be her? Could it be her? No, I suppose the timing doesn't work it out, and I suppose there are probably a couple other problems there. But no, that should happen. I mean, what would it be called though? Tyrannosaurus. Jurassic. Yeah.
Jesus Christ, that's a no. This is not really
Tyrannosaurus.
Tyrannosaurus.
But you'd have to have one character get killed off by a dinosaur, right? And sort of like a major-ish character. So who would you want killed? I think we should just get rid of Han again.
Oh no! He finally sees all the dinosaurs. He's like, you know what? I'm not screw this. I need a cigarette today, and that's what kills him. He goes outside to finally have another cigarette for the first time in a decade, and he dies from it because smoking's bad for your health.
Yeah.
Oh my boy,
Helen Mirren.
Oh,
I'm sorry. Are you sacrificing the Queen?
Well, yeah. I mean, but because I don't know.
If I was mourn for like a week afterwards.
Not prepared.
I mean, I'd mourn Helen Mirren for a week before I mourn the actual Queen for a week, if I'm honest. But no, just if you were her thinking, I started this franchise just like as a kind of almost like a cameo to being like Jason Statham's and Luke Evans' mum, and I'm ending up being eaten by a fucking dinosaur. I'd be like, yeah, I'm pretty happy with that arc. Why not? That's good.
Can we talk about the timeline of the film? Because throughout this whole thing, we've been talking about how
there's some big problems.
Yes, because we've been talking since number 3 how 4, 5.
Oh, you mean Tokyo Drift?
6. Yes.
How Fast and Furious, Fast 5, Furious 6.
Yeah.
Very much.
How they all are set in 2006, right?
Mm.
And we're trying to figure out what part of the year it's set. And then Furious 7 comes up, and Brian's son is, 2-3 years old at this point? Because he's going to school or preschool.
He's going to preschool. There's a lot of problems with how quickly the turnaround is on, certain people getting pregnant for a second time, and various, children being old enough to go to some sort of daycare at the very least, or preschool.
And this is all before we even get to the scene.
Yeah, this is assuming, thusly, that maybe a Tokyo Drift was maybe a 2007 experience.
Mm.
Anyway, I'm going to break down a couple of things.
Okay.
Phones.
What?
Phones. You should break down. Furious 7, they're all obviously using iPhone/Android devices. Tokyo Drift, they're all filming the fucking races on flip phones.
Broken iPod. They've got a broken iPod. Bow Wow is just sending that stuff out and getting beaten up for that shit.
Yeah. There's the thing is, I hope that the Fast franchise is a franchise that never acknowledges COVID. So I think we can, and if that's the case, we can confidently say that it's just not set in our time-space temporality, and we just move on.
Maybe it's set on like a parallel universe in which the Earth has 500 days every year, but human growth is still the same as it is on a 365-day planet.
Well, we also get the return of I forget his name, the guy from Tokyo Drift who was in his I think that was his name. He was like in his 40s in Tokyo Drift.
Are we just jumping around right 60s?
Now? Sorry, I just want to talk about this ridiculous timeline.
Can I let's start off.
Sorry.
Right. I'll break down the basic stuff here.
Okay.
8 uses of the word family plus 2 songs in the credits which use family a lot, but I didn't count them. Only 8 uses of family in the whole film. Wild. Is there much Corona?
There's promise of a keg.
There's promise of a keg, but there's certainly a bucket of.
Yeah, it's a bucket of.
I know, right?
In a Corona branded bucket as well.
Oh, incredible. Gotta have that stuff. The brotherhood on display. We see Dom and Brian. We see Tej and Roman. Some good brotherhood going.
Yeah.
I mean, technically, I guess we kind of see Owen and Deckard, but it's not really, because one of them's, not reciprocating. Tej's hair is short, but it's not bald. However, when it comes to baldness, I mean, Dom's bald, Hobbs is bald, Roman's bald. Statham's got some stubble on him, but Mos Jacanda's also bald. We get Jaimon Honsou, baby.
Digimon Hatsune himself.
Oh, I should say, by the way, Ian Loring does a podcast called Film Basterds, and they just celebrated their 400th episode. Congratulations.
Thank you, sir.
Congratulations.
Insane amount of content.
Yes. Yes, insane is the word. And my podcasting life partner, Mark Foster, he pronounces names in a fascinating way. And he seems to have legitimately got into his head that Jaimon Honsou is called Digimon Honsune.
It doesn't stop being funny when he says it.
It doesn't. It really doesn't.
We just did a review of A Quiet Place Part 2, and it's like a perfect timing for him to return to that well.
I'm so glad that was episode 400 was a Digimon Honsune joint. I'll be honest. I'm so happy that lined up. Anyway, sorry, please continue.
Right, so we open London. Do you remember London?
Yeah, we spent an entire film there, pretty much.
Yeah, most of the film.
Racing around it. Yeah.
We see Deckard Shaw. He's visiting his brother Owen, who's in a coma. That's very polite, nice, hanging out in a hospital, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, it must be visiting hours.
Oh, definitely a normal time and nothing bad has happened. What's he walking out on? What has he done?
Well, has he done it? We don't know if he's done it.
Well, someone's done something. Someone's been a naughty boy. Let's face it.
Incredible, seeming one shot going through that hospital, and already you're like, James Wan has come to play. Let's go.
Yeah.
With the credits rolling, we see this just the aftermath of some bombast, some absolute insanity. Oh,
Now, why isn't there a prequel film like there was with Fast
Lost
and Furious?
Furious.
Yeah. Why isn't there a prequel film showing us just a 20-minute sequence of Jason Statham just powering through this hospital?
I mean, budget.
Yeah, I know, but
How are you going to get? That's only going to appear in short film festivals and stuff like that, and that's not really going to do much. It might win the Oscar
he's
eventually,
the
obviously.
director. Yeah.
Maybe that could have been Statham's proper directorial debut.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, action scenes in Jason Fleming's Eat Locals. Anyway, he's driving. He gets into the car in the front of the building and drives away. That all collapses down on him because he's the Joker. Nice, normal opening. Cut to the desert.
Yep.
Oh, there's a lot of sand in this film. This is a sandy film.
It gets everywhere.
It does. Hate it. It's coarse. It's rough.
Oh well, now I've got an intention to watch Attack of the Clones.
No, you haven't.
No, you don't.
5 stars, says Empire. Never forget.
Oh, friend of the show, Chris Hewitt.
Yes.
Anyway, we're seeing Dom and Letty. They're driving, and awkwardly on the road behind them, the words "Fast and Furious 7" pop up.
Yeah. I mean, it's amazing that they drive by a bit of road where, like, stone letters have formed.
It's gonna. Do they come down from the sky? Or do they just pop up in the middle of the thin air?
They pop up and they spin, don't they?
Yeah, I feel like they're very thin, and they drove past them and spun them, and then you see them like fully.
That's exactly it. Where that camera was, it was exactly like it lined up so you can't see them, and the speed of the car made them spin around, and then they appeared. That's exactly what it is, Johnny.
And what we miss is there's one extra bit, which is an arrow pointing towards the car that they pass. Just say that's where it is. That's where the film. Follow that.
Yeah.
So Letty's sitting in the passenger seat. She doesn't remember any of this place.
Yeah.
Because they're about to approach race wars. We're back to race wars, everybody.
That never doesn't feel really uncomfortable when they say it, does it?
Oh, it's a good time. And it's especially because, hey, we invented it.
They made it. Vin Diesel invented race wars.
When you saw Dom and Letty and the family go off there in the first one, they weren't just hanging out there having fun. They are, CEO of race wars. They are there. They're having to deal with all the porta potty situations, health and safety. They're handling all the food truck supervision. What a mess. Obviously, the food truck should have to be tuna sandwiches, which they crust cut off.
There's a deleted scene where Tyrese blocked a toilet with just like a massive shit. And Vin had to get the plunger and deal with it. And then Tyrese just ends it going, "Dom, I'm hungry."
I mean, surely if Roman clogs his toilet, that's Dom's situation to hand it to Brian, because they're the friends. Roman wouldn't be there if it wasn't for Brian, so it's his fault he clogged the toilet.
Well, unfortunately, they shot race wars after Paul Walker passed. So,
well, you know what? He's got 2 brothers. They could do shit duty.
You could get a fucking shiny-eyed Gollum-esque Paul Walker CG model to clean up some Tyrese Gibson's massive shit.
Wow.
Fast and Furious. So Letty's going to do a little bit of driving.
Yeah.
She's starting to, come back to certain elements of who she was. And in one case, it's, hey, I got to drive, ride or die, right?
Tangent.
Another one.
I'm doing it, right? I'm determined. Unlike Brad, I will be on for the whole runtime of this episode, and it's going to be longer than that one. So gentlemen, strap in. Like I said before, I've come to play. Now, the tangent that I want to speak about is I want rankings of the women who say "ready, set, go," not the women, not the women. Their performance in spinning around when they say go.
Yeah.
So there is a clear winner. And I want to see if you guys get it.
Rita Ora?
No.
No.
She was
Good
one of them, wasn't she?
glorified cameo.
I read a tweet the other day saying that in America, in an AMC theater, everyone cheered when Rita Ora turned up on the screen.
Yeah,
when
I
they
retweeted
watched,
that. That was Bret Arnold.
I know you're ready.
There, yes, I wanted to mention that. I was glad someone mentioned that.
She when she turned around though, she did turn around to both Tessa Thompson and Taika Waititi, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, they role play that she does ready, steady, go, and then they're the two cars, except they're going in her direction. They're gonna fucking pile drive the shit out of her.
Hit the nose.
They're gonna hit that knot. Oh, they're gonna hit all sorts of nos. There's gonna be nos fucking everywhere, Andrew.
Nos.
Everywhere.
This is the content that Marvel want to avoid happening.
Nos.
Yeah.
By the way, Nos is what you say no in New Zealand accent. Nos. Thank you.
I don't think Taika Waititi says no to a lot.
Well, you said no to this podcast, so be thankful you're here.
I mean, if you could get it, like, that's a get. You get Taika Waititi, I go, I'm kind of glad I was number 2. That's great.
Yeah, too. Sure.
All right, Andrew. Jesus Christ.
I'm saying nothing.
All right. I don't really pay attention to the go-getters of the races, I'll be honest.
So, the number 1 is the girl from Fast and Furious Tokyo Drift, like the main girl at the end. She does a great ready, steady, go, where she
because they hired an
spins.
actress.
Sorry?
Because they hired an actress who was going to be in the whole film, so she was training the entire shoot
Oh,
to do the
but
spin.
no, honestly, rewatch it. She's great. She spins round. She does like a good fucking like stomp, and she's like really smiley. And it's like, that's what you want, like the Rita Ora. It's like she's just like, look at me, I'm Rita Ora. I'm gonna add some flair to this. I know you're ready. Fuck off. You don't want that. You just want ready, set, go, and add a little flourish at the end. That's what that girl at the end of Tokyo Drift does. It's even though I'm thinking about it now, it does Rita Ora say that? Or does she go steady? No, she goes steady.
She says steady.
Sorry.
This one.
It's this one, isn't it? It's this
7,
one.
Yeah.
She's got less dialogue, and we're putting more into her role here.
No, no, but that's because it's Rita Ora, and she has to do everything at Look at Me.
Rita Ora's the only memorable one I know, except for this most recent one because I watched it today, where
this
girl
person's
goes, "I know
name
you're
last
ready."
episode.
It's like it's very presumptuous.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
Honestly, Tokyo Drift, end of Tokyo Drift, watch her. She does a great little flourish at the end there. I enjoyed that.
I never thought we'd do a deep dive on on the girls who say ready, set, go.
I never thought we were going to have to deal with the end of Tokyo Drift again. There was certainly nothing at the end of Tokyo Drift that would ever come back to haunt us.
Oh, yeah, nothing.
Oh. But Letty's going to go and do one of those drives.
Yeah.
I've got to ride or die, she says. And Dom's like, how about you just ride on this one? Because she's already dead. She already done the die.
I'm pulling the tangent bell again.
How are we? 5 seconds.
Right. So.
Good luck, Andrew.
So. The Dom and Letty situation as we are at the moment, right? So we get to the end of Furious 6. She doesn't really know who she is, but
she's family.
She just has some sort of like some conscious sense that she's family.
Yeah.
It feels very. She's both really, really comfortable with Dom, and also she's an amnesiac.
Yes.
And I find it slightly creepy. And they do address this with like Letty saying, I'm out, peace. But the end of Furious 6 is incredible because Vin Diesel basically offers Elsa Paseke the role of concubine. And she rejects that, fair enough. And Michelle Rodriguez is there, and she's just a little bit, I don't really know where I am, but that bold fucker just makes me feel like I'm at home. And I just find that very, very odd.
I wonder if it works with everyone. Maybe he could go to hospitals and like amnesia departments. Are there amnesia departments in hospitals? I forget. But he could go and help out. I was going to say customers then, not customers, patients.
Well, in some people's eyes,
and make them feel at home, make them feel like family.
So if you're saying that they're in 51st Dates instead of Rob Schneider, Adam Sandler taking over. I just had a very forgetful.
Rob Schneider could do it. He could do
it.
I can do it.
Well, now I'm just thinking of what happens if Adam Sandler and Rob Schneider decided to play Fast and Furious, and that's a horrifying situation. Oh,
let's not spoil the. Let's not spoil the cameo.
No, Sandler doing his Hubie Halloween voice.
I even told a mile at a time.
It's the only way I can be free. I was doing the finger thing.
That was good.
I've not watched Hubie Halloween.
Well, time's coming up soon.
You are missing out.
It's a good fun time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I imagine it is. I just imagine.
Anyway, Letty does one of those dries, and she usually does the whole hit the nozzle a little early and doesn't quite win. This time, she plays it a little safer, and the other guy blows out his engine. Boom! Now she wins. Now everyone's cheering her on. Now for some reason people call her Ghost Girl.
Yeah, and Hector comes back.
Yay!
Good old Hector.
We love Hector. Instead of Letty, right? Hector and Letty, they're best friends. Nothing could go wrong.
Oh yeah. Yeah, nothing could go wrong there.
So what happens?
You know how she greets her best friend, right?
Yeah,
she
sure.
punches. Is it a punch or a slap?
It's a punch.
Okay.
It's Michelle Rodriguez. It's a punch.
Yeah.
She doesn't open palm anybody.
I mean, Michelle Rodriguez she's just won the race war. She can punch whoever she wants.
Well, she does indeed. She punches Hector, and then a monkey climbs out of his butt. It's very strange. That's a Bruce Almighty reference, if anyone remembers that.
I appreciate that.
Okay.
I watched it enough times in my Catholic high school. I know Bruce Almighty pretty much back to front.
Was it because they hadn't got anything else to do, or was this actual lessons you were taking on Bruce Almighty?
It was actual lesson. It was the Bruce Almighty class. Did you not do the Bruce Almighty class?
I didn't go to a Catholic school. I went to a school in which they taught various religions and their tenets of belief.
You did tenets. You did tenet class.
No. My school was a Sata Square school.
Right.
Yeah, no, it was a road pass operation. We took opera.
But yeah,
I don't remember so much of that fucking film. God damn it! It's because I had to do a commentary for you, Ian.
Hi.
Yeah, so Letty punches Hector and drives off.
Yep.
And anything else goes on?
Well,
hey, who's the main character we haven't visited for a while?
Oh, Brian.
Yeah, Letty's going to rev his engine.
Speaking of racing, yeah, Brian's about to do a race because he's revving up. He's getting ready.
To the medal.
Yep. And then he stops.
What?
He just,
what's he driving? It's a really cool import, right?
It is a minivan, isn't it?
It's a minivan, but like a really cool minivan.
It's a pretty sweet minivan.
Shit, right?
It's a pretty sweet minivan. Like, you need a button to open the door.
You've got to hit the NOS to open the door. Just flies the door
open. Yeah, the door just flies off.
Well, who's in the back of the van? Is it some sort of tech experience? Are they hacking something?
Brian Jr.
Who?
What's this? Jack.
Yeah, Jack.
It's Jack.
Yeah, it's Jack. They are going superheroes at some point.
Jack is the Nos. Brian is a family man. I mean, he's always been a family man because
They're all family.
franchise after all. But he's settled down for the quiet life.
Yeah, he's
What is
hanging
it?
out. He's doing his fatherly duties as one should.
Yep. And how old is Jack here? Are we saying two, 3 o'clock? 3
Yes,
o'clock.
yeah. I think 3's a pretty comfortable guesstimate. Like
He's talking. So
he's having a chat.
he's drinking Corona. He's growing up fast.
He
He's
lives
on the
his
grill
life
in
a
the
quarter
back.
mile at a time.
So we're saying this is 2010, maybe 2009.
So we're saying Tokyo Drift is a future film.
We're gonna have to say Tokyo Drift is a
Just-
feature film.
We've got to,
Yes.
the
Anyway,
timeline. Of this
Dom
bloody
fights
film.
Letty.
Yep.
She's looking at her own grave. Oh, that's trippy, right?
And hey,
So what does Dom do? I love this.
wouldn't that be interesting to view your own grave?
No, I don't plan to be
Just
buried.
All right.
We've flown into space.
Or
Like
just
Fast and
chucked
Furious.
off the building.
That's the way. I was going to go for a set visit to the Tom Cruise film and then just die there, I figured. PRs, if you're listening, I'm happy to do this to add publicity, which I'm sure will never get any publicity. No, Dom's getting a sledgehammer out to destroy the grave. He just has a sledgehammer in the back of his car when he went to Race Wars, all of course.
Of course.
What
mean,
does
to
he
be
have
fair-
in there? Has he got every weapon in there for any street fight possible?
I mean, to
Oh
be
no,
fair,
that,
if you're
that was for Hector.
if you're going to engage in a race war, a sledgehammer's probably a good idea, Andrew.
You've got to have the upper hand somehow.
Straight up, yeah.
I don't feel like Coachella has possible sledgehammer situations. I think Race Wars is a bit of a worrying setup, and I think the Torettos need to be investigated for their operations. It's very Fire Festival-y.
There's a great many things the Torettos need to be investigated for.
Capone was brought down by his taxes, and the Torettos are going to be brought down by their festival organisation.
Not getting the right permits for the Waterloos.
But Letty looks at the grave and is like, no, that's the day that Letty died. And I was born. So she's probably the same age as Jack.
Oh wow. Okay, I didn't even think about that.
Right?
Yeah.
Maybe this is going in a very awkward family direction. Anyway, she goes off to find herself because Michelle Rodriguez can't be in a whole film.
I mean that is a point, isn't it? Because I remember Michelle Rodriguez was quite like shitty about her treatment in the Fast films at a certain point.
Oh, what, you mean in the fourth one when she's like, hey, I'm here for a scene, and then suddenly killed off screen? That was awful.
Yeah, but she was still third build though. Her agent fucking did some work there. But no, I mean, in all seriousness, it's like her arcs in these films I find really unsatisfying. It's I mean, it's okay in this one because she's in most of the action.
Yeah.
You know, like she's given plenty to do here. But you know, with Fast 9, it's like, okay.
I'm sorry, what?
F9, the Fast Saga.
Right, gotcha.
Okay, sorry. Is she going to be like Jordana Brewster, where she's just left holding the kid, or is Jordana Brewster basically going to just be the babysitter? Is that what we're thinking? And in a way, I hope so, because at least Jordana Brewster, it's like she seems to have just accepted that role. You know, it's like Michelle Rodriguez can no shade to Jordana Brewster, but Michelle Rodriguez can handle herself in like really physical action scenes. I wouldn't be surprised if Jordana Brewster is just like, I can't be fucked. Yeah, I'll hold the kids.
I'll be in a $1 billion film if I don't have to do all this hard work that is completely unnecessary for me.
Exactly, because it's like Fast Five. I was watching Fast Five because I was thinking, like, how are people actually justifying they equal shares in Fast Five?
Yeah.
Like Gal Gadot gets her ass slapped and poses as like a bin man.
She doesn't pose, she drives.
Yeah,
She drives a huge garbage truck.
Yeah,
and pulls a couple of levers.
But I mean, to be fair, if she didn't get her ass slapped, that plan wouldn't work. So I get it. But it's like Jordana Brewster. I was like, right, what is she actually going to do to fucking like justify this? And then no, do you know what? Fair enough. She's giving the directions at the end. All right, cool.
She tells them about the 10-second window.
She tells them, yeah, exactly. But I mean, it's like so many of them do so much more, and it's like Paul Walker and Vin Diesel. Fair enough, they're like the orchestrators and whatnot. Of course, they're going to do a shitload. But it's like if you look at what fucking Tyrese Gibson does, what does he do in Fast Five? He does the ever so slight edge of gay panic, as you guys said in that show scene, where he gets the fucking the robot, the remote control thingy in there. Yeah. What else does he actually do?
He puts the bet down for the race in the cop cars.
Cool.
He justifies a cop car chase.
Anyway, I'm so sorry. I feel like that's.
You have to remember that Roman Pierce is the fast talker. That's why he was brought into the group. He was the motor mouth. That's why he was there to do the talking.
Right, my wife has just sent me a text. I hope it's not going to be that she disagrees. Right, no, it's not that at all. Don't worry. She's like, actually, I think you find that Tyrese Gibson did shitloads. Sorry.
I'm curious what she's texted now. Is it just like this again? Still going on about it?
Yeah. How many people have you brought that up with now, Ian? Jesus Christ.
It's bad enough she says it in your wedding speech.
God, was this fucking... What year was Fast Five? Was it 2011?
Yes, that was a 2011 movie.
All right, yeah, it would have been a few months before I got married. Yeah, all right, fair enough.
The whole marriage has been shrouded in this what does Roman Pierce bring to the table situation.
It's what it's built upon.
The fundamentals of family.
Our 10-year anniversary, I'm going to take her away to like a cottage in West Wales and then just do a PowerPoint presentation about the lack of merits of Roman Pierce.
Well, obviously you should head to Rio and show her the Christ Redeemer like 5 times, and then go to the actual location in which Tyrese performed his actions and showed how useless they were to you.
To be honest, I wouldn't be surprised if she's actually been there. I know she's been to that part of the world, but I don't. Anyway, I'm so sorry. I'm really, really tangenting off on some bullshit, aren't I? Bring us back, guys. I haven't made notes. I live my podcasts a quarter minute at a time.
My notes come from the IMDb trivia page now.
Okay,
I leave Andrew to the notes because he does pages of notes. So
my hand hurts at the end of every Fast and Furious film now.
Yep. So that's his job. I did Nashville notes. I'm good.
We don't listen to a Nashville podcast, so that'd be stupid. Hobbs and Elena are at the LAHQ for whatever they are, doing some paperwork. That exciting scene where he's just, thumping his fist down on papers with a stamp.
This isn't the one that he says woman a lot. That's 6, isn't it?
He does say once at least.
He says it a bunch in 6.
He says it up.
He kind of says it a bunch in 8. He's kind of bullshit as well.
Oh, he's back to woman in 8.
Back to that stuff. But he says a bunch of weird stuff in Fate. He's got that kind of just like, I'll beat your ass with like a Cherokee drum, brother, all that. But he's just saying all the random words you can add to the end to make him sound like he's important and cool.
Does he talk about Terra at any time?
No, thankfully there is no opportunity for alcoholic selling points. He's not having a time where he can celebrate. And when he does, of course, it's with a case of Corona.
Yeah, that's why they fell out.
Wouldn't surprise me. Alcohol brings out the worst in people. So Elena leaves and Hobbs hands her a letter of recommendation, which she requested, because she's thinking of leaving this thing.
Right. Stop here as well. Timeline of baby conception.
Yep. Okay. Right. You want to do this in this one? Okay. Interesting. So.
Only because baby must be in her.
We're talking about something from Fate of the Furious here, in which Elena does reveal to Dom that she didn't tell him about the child because he had just found out Letty was alive at that point. So this is at the start of Furious 6. She knows she's pregnant.
Right.
So at this point, she knows she's pregnant.
We
So
know
that
this.
kind of puts this in, this is the same couple of months as Furious 6. Has to
But
be, right?
there must be a period. There must be a time gap though, because later on, The Rock is kind of briefing Dom on the situation. He says, "Remember Owen Shaw? This is his big bad brother." It's like, okay, if it was literally a couple months, remember Owen Shaw? Of course I fucking do. It was a
Yeah, but he doesn't.
plan.
It's the amnesia. I know that doesn't make sense.
No, so I mean, yeah. So I don't know. And I mean, again, letter of recommendation for what? For like secret birth clinics?
No, we know why she's leaving, don't we? I thought this was obvious. She's leaving because she's heard about that new dinosaur park, and she wanted to go work there.
Oh shit!
That's what the letter of recommendation says.
Going straight to F and Khan, is it?
Yeah, it's just Hobbs saying she'd be great with the dinosaurs.
With the
Put her
dinosaurs.
in with the velociraptors. She can talk to them.
I have seen
A little
Phil
clicky thing.
Tippett's work.
She's good to go.
Phil Tippett's work as dinosaur supervisor was very poor, and I believe that Elena would be a much better dinosaur supervisor than Phil Tippett. I recommend
Yes.
her for this position. Thank you,
Exactly.
random person you don't know.
Yes. Oh, I want that to happen now. Please, if Universal are listening.
And Universal have to be listening
do
because
it.
they have to monitor everything.
Yeah.
They are Universal.
Uncle Vin listens to Bastards, so hopefully he's listening to this.
Hey, he's your uncle. I don't have a specific relation to him. He's just, family. That's what I call him.
Well, no, I mean, like, Mark calls him Uncle Vin. Like, I came up with the title for Fate on Bastards when we were talking about Fast 7 years ago, and I said the next one should be called Fate, and then Vin Diesel announces that it's called Fate. He fucking listens, Andrew.
What's Fast 7?
Feven.
Yeah, but when you say
I think
Fast
he's
7,
talking
I don't know
about
what you mean.
Furious 7.
You talking about Furious 7? Oh, right, yeah, I got you.
Oh, right, okay. I'm
Don't
ever so
confuse Andrew.
sorry. I'm ever so sorry, Andrew. I forgot that you work in such binary terms. I will remember this.
He
No,
gets confused easily.
If you want to talk about
Okay.
Fast and Furious 5 Rio Heist, I can understand.
That's only what it was called in the marketing, dude. It doesn't actually. It actually says Fast 5 in the fucking title, even
I
though.
100% know. You talk about Fast 5, I know what that means. But if you want to say Fast and Furious 5 Rio Heist, I understand what you're referring to. In the same way that if you say Live, Die, Repeat, I understand you're talking about All You Need Is Kill.
Yeah. There must have been posters that said F7.
Well, yeah, that's kind of the big thing. It was a big F and a number 7 next to it. It was like the main thing, in the same way they're doing with F9.
So
It
how
also
do you not
said Furious
recognise it?
7 literally written down there. Well, I don't recognise that because that's just like, hey, look, F for Furious, 7 for 7. And by 7, I mean 7.
Where were we?
Sure, it's hacking in.
We are not even past the opening sequence, pretty
He
much.
puts a finger up to Hobbs and makes him wait to have a conversation.
I did say strap in.
Self dance with the devil, boy, he says.
Yeah.
Causing. Now they do a fight scene. They do a fight scene. There's like smashing around. There's what's that? A rock bottom? He grabs Shaw and does a rock bottom on him.
Mm-hmm.
So James Bond was very happy to do that moment. There's a lot of moments in which people are flung around and the camera sticks with them, so it's spinning around.
There's like the camera doing like an almost like a fixed point 90 degree kind of move. Yeah. Perfect.
It's fun. And then it comes back in and starts firing her gun at Shaw. Great.
At no point does she say, "I'm pregnant. Don't shoot me."
She can't really do that because Shaw throws a puck full of explosive.
Yep.
It's a weird bomb thing.
You know where they got this from?
Toy Story?
Threat Level Midnight.
God.
Do you not remember Threat Level Midnight?
No, when I think of hockey puck based violence, I think, of course, of Paul Walker in Running Scared.
Right. Yeah, no, I only ever think of Threat Level Midnight.
I noticed. It's a problem for the podcast, which is not about Threat Level Midnight every week.
Join us next week, by the way, where we cover Threat Level Midnight.
Threat Level Midnight.
Sorry, carry on.
So, Elena and Hobbs are flung out in the building.
All right.
And Hobbs, grabs Elena and land on a car. He cushions her fall on the roof of a car.
Yeah.
It's not going to be very cushiony though. Like he's not going to be very soft.
It's not. Letty being caught by Vin and landing on a car.
Mm.
If you're talking about cushiony, I'm sure that's what you mean, right? Vin is much more cushiony.
Yeah. Vin is like a fucking pillow.
Oh, he's very downy.
That man is dough.
Just imagine some feathers falling out of him every time he gets punched.
He farts flour.
Oh dear. We see a monitor hanging in the middle of the destroyed office.
Mm-hmm.
One piece of information. Han Solo. He's in Tokyo.
Cut to that lovely DJ Shadow track.
Oh, such a good track.
And yeah, you mentioned that in the Tokyo Drift one, how much you like that, didn't you, Johnny? Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's a great bit of music.
What's the track?
It's only Tuesday.
Of the week.
We've got a bit of time before we get to that track.
It's only Monday.
I appreciate the singing. We've got a little bit of time before we get to that track because we go straight back to the Toretto's house.
Right. Because it's only Sunday.
There's Brian putting Jack in the minivan for another day at school. Mia's coming out to say hi, and tells Dom there's a package on the porch from Tokyo. Han must have sent them some import stuff. And, Dom, he's a muscle guy. He's never going to take that shit.
But there's also a revelation.
What's that?
That she's pregnant again.
Oh, I thought the revelation was that she can't leave the front porch because he doesn't actually exist right here.
See, there's a little bit before that in which Mia talks to Dom while Brian's out in the way, so they don't have to have Paul Walker being shot because of things. It's like Brian, he doesn't miss the girls, he doesn't miss the cars, he misses the bullets.
Yeah.
I'm pregnant,
and I don't want him to be disappointed with his life, which that. I get. I'm assuming this was a reshoot thing.
This is definitely, a post situation.
Fuck it, just you don't want him to be disappointed in his life. Like, not. I feel for Jordana Brewster. It's like at this point she is basically the woman that Brian has sex with. That's her role. I don't want him to.
And makes him crust off tuna sandwiches.
Well, apparently all her scenes had to be shot at the end of filming, so he was definitely not around when she was filming.
They had to write all of that storyline.
Yeah.
Mia is not the most important character, but the film likes you to think that she is one of the most important characters, and they kind of do her dirty, but it was the situation. I get it. It's just a shame.
Anyway, the phone rings. Dom picks it up. Who's at the other end of the line?
Dominic Toretto. You
Wait,
don't know me,
Yeah, we don't know him.
but you will.
You're about to.
You're about to.
Yeah.
Yeah. What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So does that mean his plan was I'm gonna set the bomb off, but he's not gonna die because he needs to know me first? Because
Oh,
he
that's a
would've-
good point.
he would have still died going, who is this on the other end of the phone?
I want to read the poster for Say Anything. I believe it's a tagline.
Cool.
To know Lloyd Dobler is to love him. Diane calls about to know Lloyd Dobler. I believe it's the same thing for Deckard Shaw. To know Deckard Shaw has been blown up by him. Dominic Toretto is about to know Deckard Shaw.
Right, okay.
Could you imagine? Like, there's just like a joke deleted scene where it's just like, you don't know me, but you're about. Oh, fuck.
In your eyes.
Forgot about the time difference, didn't I?
Yeah. So carry on. That's great.
Well, Dom realizes what's about to happen, so he grabs onto Mia, and the house just blows up. The house they've just got back. It blows up. Brian slams into the minivan. Mia runs over to Brian and checks that Jack's safe. Everyone's safe. Dom just laying there, seeing the family hang out with each other. The ruined ashes of the house. But he knows. He knows shit's bad.
You know this.
He noticed.
You know this.
They're a family. They need protection, you know. So he goes to visit Sacred Heart Hospital.
Yep.
Yay!
Oh, it's the Sacred Heart.
It says Sacred Heart on the side.
Oh, right.
It's not the Sacred Heart, but it's Sacred Heart, so it's good enough. So one assumes it's
Right.
going to have a musical number at some point or some awkward family fantasy. Just a
Yeah.
couple of daydreaming doctors.
God or Elliot could just come in and just
Do what, Ian? Let's live out this
that's-
fantasy for a second, mate.
dearie me. Big fan of Elliot. Big fan. Sorry, moving on.
Are you sure you want to move on? I mean, we can sit in this for.
I
as long
mean,
as you want.
it depends how uncomfortable you want things to get.
It depends if this is on E4 or not, because if it's on E4, it'll be cut.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah.
How about Disney Plus Star? Is it all there?
Don't know, I've not checked.
Oh.
Ian?
I don't think I'm allowed to. There's some sort of court order. I don't really know the particulars.
Your particulars. We see have so Lena and Dom have a moment. That's good. That's fun. What does she know that she's not saying?
It is a little uncomfortable, isn't it? It's like there's just a few seconds where it's like somebody say something. I mean, the last time.
Just the words "I'm pregnant," by the way.
I mean, the thing is, I bet she's thinking, look, I really shouldn't tell him. The last time I talked to him, he asked me to be his concubine. The kid's probably better off without.
Wow. I mean, it's probably true.
It's probably true.
It's probably true. I mean, I don't know what Dominic Toretto would be like as a father. How would he handle things? Because, I mean, does he remember anything about his father?
I remember everything about my
So you see Hobbs laid up in bed. He's watching the Incredible Hulk TV show. Isn't that a fun thing? It's like, do you get it? Do you get it? Universal have the rights to 2 projects.
They're both big,
Is that what it is?
I think.
Oh,
They're
it's
both
just
big.
rights issues. Oh, and we've revealed that that Luke Hobbs, he's got a family.
Bullshit. Right, tangent. Not
Okay.
tangent, but
No, let's get into daughter Hobbs.
right. Bullshit. Fast 5.
Yeah.
He is captain. Work. They're not people. They're just targets. We just go out there and get them. You know, it's stay the fuck out of my way. You know, Furious 6. All right. he's forming a bit of a bond with Dom and whatnot. I get it. He's still about the work. Now, oh yeah, actually, it turns out I've got a kid and the kid's a little wise ass and blah blah. Nah.
Oh, you mean the daughter who claims that Hobbs beat Dom in a fight?
Nah.
I think he's been on a bit too many painkillers, you know.
Yeah.
Mm.
So we get run down of who Deckard Shaw is.
By the way, that line is spoken by a man who it sounds like he's been on too many painkillers. I think he's been on too many. I think he's had too many painkillers.
My father.
People take the piss out of Stallone. Diesel has his fucking moments.
Now you put them together. What do you get?
Pure
Guardians of the
cum.
Galaxy Volume 2. Oh.
Oh, goodness.
So Deckard Shaw, he's ex-everything. He's the weapon people used when they had no more use for him. He was turned out. He's out on his own. He's putting the hurt on those who took down his brother. But what's Hobbs going to do when he gets out?
It's probably going to open a can of whip-ass, isn't
Oh,
it?
no.
He does.
I'm going to put a hurt on him. His mother will wish she kept her legs closed.
That was
Oh.
it. Yeah.
Right? He's going to hurt Jason Statham so hard that Helen Mirren is going to be like,
Fucking
oh, my uterus. What a shame.
Jesus.
That's the thought process in this film. You've got to think in the head. That's what we're imagining now. Well done, Chris Morgan. We can't not think that now.
I mean, Helen Mirren back in the day was a bit of a snack. I don't mind thinking about her like around the time that she would have been giving birth to Jason Statham.
Yeah, what about the time when she was giving birth to Vanessa Kirby?
Yeah, great.
20 years later.
Yeah, like 20, 25 years later. Yeah.
We will get to that. Anyway, Mia, Jack, and Brian are hiding out in the Dominican Republic. It doesn't say who this. Presumably, it's Santos, but we don't really know, do we?
No, it's some random place, isn't it? It's just and the whole of the country will be protecting you. Why?
Oh, because that's the way the Los Bandoleros do. The whole Dominican Republic is the Tretto family now.
Is that actually in Los Bandoleros?
Well, I mean, you know, they're hanging out all the time, and it feels very chill down there.
I mean, I hang out in Wales. It doesn't mean that every Welshman is behind me.
Don spent 4 years hiding out that way.
I
think he kind of just
in Wales.
Well, yeah, but are you cool?
Is Dom?
Yes, he is. I would venture if he ever dared to put on Riddick glasses, he'd be the coolest person in the world.
All right. Well, I feel worse about myself. Carry on.
Look, if you put Riddick glasses on, you'd be pretty fucking cool too.
Don't think that's nice of you to say, but you're wrong.
In my eyes, you would be.
Oh, bless you. Moving on.
So Mia's talking to Dom on the phone. Again, we're doing some story that can't really happen. Brian's going a little FBI agent obsessive in the garage.
Mm-hmm.
And then we get the wonderful line from Dom. Looks like the sins of London followed us home. Remember London?
Oh, who can forget?
That was the last
only
film.
A couple of months ago.
That was the last film.
Exactly.
And it's following on in this film. Like a franchise.
We don't go back to London now, do we?
No.
Go to Tokyo, is it?
No, it's Mia and Brian have a talk.
Oh, okay.
It's Brian's last job. He's going to protect the family, and then that's it. There's just confirmation that this is it.
Is this CG Brian? Because I know
this is definitely a CG Brian.
Yeah, like because it's dark, and she's putting his arm around him in some shots, and it doesn't look right.
If you look into the eyes, there's still something with the eyes where they glisten a little too much. They're overly sharp.
It's not.
Oh yeah, every scene that Jordana Brewster did was after he died.
No, but is it CGI or is it just an awkwardly handled moving of one of the brothers?
Yeah, because I mean it's not as bad in this bit, and I think it's because it's set in a really, really dark
Yeah, they make sure
location.
there are shadows.
Yeah, for
Shapes one
sure.
knows how to deal with.
God, that must have been so weird for Jordana Brewster. Sorry, I've already
It's
said
true.
my
It's
piece
it's
on her,
really
but
tough. I mean,
fucking
she
hell.
had to go through a lot of weird stuff, and with limited scene partner work to really prop up an entire character's plot.
Man, wow. Okay, yeah. Anyway, carry on. I'm mindful that we are over an hour in, and we're probably about 20 minutes into the film. So sorry.
Well, yeah. Now Dom's going to Tokyo. What do we hear?
At the starting of the week, it's only Monday.
And
I
we
was
get
going
a
to
nice,
join in, but I just like listening to it.
we get a nice shot of Sean. He's being told, "Hey, there's this guy who wants to see you," and he's looking young. Sean is looking young, and then we cut to him hanging out with Dom, and he still
And he's
looks
in his
young.
60s.
He looks very young. It doesn't look like
He
a
was
whole
in his-
decade has taken place.
He was in his 40s in Tokyo Drift, as we was established. So now he's in his 60s, right?
It's a long walk. It's a
Yeah.
Mandela-sized walk in that parking
Yeah.
lot.
Yep. My God.
I mean, I was watching this last night. I had to put a shot up of it on Twitter because it is fucking insane that he is supposed to be. I mean, it doesn't work in Tokyo Drift, and here now it's so ludicrous that it's just like fuck off.
No,
can't be angry at it. It's just fucking hilarious.
You know he's only going to play a 13-year-old in F9 The Fast Saga, right? He's got Benjamin Button's syndrome.
Oh man.
So Sean reveals some of the things that Han had when he burned up and crashed, I guess. His personal belongings. There's a picture of Giselle, which gets Gal Gadot credit in this film.
It's fucking. The fact she is in the opening titles of this film is mind blowing. Like,
you're like, oh shit, she's back, great, and then it's a picture.
it's not like she was even that big at the time, It's like, I mean, I get the whole family aspect, but fucking, what about those two Brazilian dudes? Like, give them a fucking credit if you're gonna do that.
Yeah, the Los Bandoleros. Where's Leo Santos? Again, it should have been Santos's mansion. But we do also reveal the necklace. Remember the necklace?
Yeah, which is very strange when we find out what the necklace was used for, and why did he give it to Han?
Dysfunction situation. It's a butt plug. It helps people out when they require it.
Mm-hmm.
So we get Sean going, well, when you find the guy that killed Han, what are you going to do? Sorry, so I'll take that, but again, his voice. When you find that guy, Han, what are you going to do?
Great Scott!
Oh, Marty! I'm a time traveler. You go fast, I only go 88 miles an hour. That's a Universal film.
Back to the Furious.
No, Back to the Future is also Universal.
Yeah, Back to the Furious.
Yeah.
Now we're talking.
God damn it. Anyway, what's he going to do? Was
Open a
it
can of whoop-ass.
invented yet?
Oh, words
Oh,
haven't
God,
been invented
yeah.
yet.
Chris Morgan, he is earning his paycheck.
He is.
Oh, now we're at a funeral. Because that's such a cool line, we have to cut to a funeral.
Yeah. Because he just killed.
You just see a mic. That's the picture of a mic, because Chris Morgan killed it with a mic drop there. I can't do no more funerals, Roman says. This is tough. The family's gathered.
Yeah.
Who's watching them?
Probably Jason Statham, the perv.
Why would Jason Statham be watching when Deckard Shaw's watching them?
Yeah.
Come on. So Dom gets, he's like, screw this funeral. He was family, but I'm going to get in the car and chase him through Los Angeles.
And so begins one of the great scenes of cinema history. I'm only being slightly churlish there. The authentic, raw, like not much score, just like the sound of the engines revving and like the low down behind the car's perspectives. Fucking incredible. And then the game of chicken.
Bark, bark. Who are you calling chicken, by the way?
Sorry,
Who are you calling chicken?
I'm calling the game a
That's the
chicken.
Furies.
But just this game of chicken just being a draw is one of the greatest fucking things I have ever seen.
Just straight up, none of them are stopping.
Like, just fuck it, let's go. Just boom, and they're both flying out the fucking cars. And the thing is, when I was seeing this in the cinema, I was like, right, we're not that far in. What the fuck is going to happen now? This is great. Like, they're already at this point. What happens? I'll tell you what happens now. Kurt fucking Russell
Whoa. You're
What?
jumping ahead.
No, I'm not.
You're jumping a little bit ahead because, hey, you never should have messed with a man's family. Sure takes a gun out. Says, you thought this was going to be a street fight? That's an important line.
That is.
That's an important line for two separate movies. The concept of this being a street fight between the two of them. For some reason, it keeps coming back. And then, boom, 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 guns go off, people rappel down. Shaw escapes. Dom beats up a bunch of guys. And then, in comes Mr. Nobody, played by the wonderful, the perfect, the gorgeous, the magnificent. Go ahead, Ian.
Kurt Russell, like, let's go. Let's go.
I have some casting trivia on this.
Oh, please.
Apparently,
How many
Denzel
other
Washington
hatemates? Oh, what?
turned down a role in the film.
Who did, sorry?
Universal Studios, Denzel Washington.
Right, okay, sorry.
Universal were in search for a big star to play a minor role in this film and then play a larger role in the next film. Taylor Lautner and Halle Berry were also considered for the same role before Kurt Russell was cast.
Wow.
Hey, you don't want Taylor Lautner over there? When he gets furious, you know what happens to him?
He gets hairy.
Yeah. Wolves are at the door.
I mean, it's fair to say this was the right decision.
Yeah, I mean, you can't do any better than Kurt Russell in life. None of us can ever achieve what Kurt Russell has done. And by that, I mean Wyatt Russell.
Yeah.
I was.
The dog agrees.
Kiki agrees.
Yeah. Oh God, can you hear that? I'm sorry. I
was Taylor Lautner screaming. I can't tell.
Fuck it.
Still angry.
She's on one.
Didn't get...
I'm going to mute my mic. Sorry, carry on, but I'll mute my mic. Sorry, guys.
Dom is set down by Mr. Nobody.
Yeah.
Mr. Nobody is like, hey, look, I'm going to have a beer. You're welcome to join me.
Well, we know how much Dom likes his beers.
Yeah, but Mr. Nobody offers him a Belgian ale. Ooh.
Yeah.
I mean,
fancy.
Kurt Russell really should have said, "You can have any brew here, as long as it's a lef."
I'd like him to be like some sort of alternate Dom. By the way, happy Pride Month.
Well. So yeah, now we get to the sort of main plot.
No. Dom's like, well, I'm more of a Corona man myself, so Mr. Nobody picks up the Corona branded bucket of beers that he just has lying there. Then we get to the crux of the film.
Yeah.
Most you can dare. Anybody?
Digimon Honsune himself.
Our favourite character, Most Chikanda.
Yeah.
You know him.
We know him.
You know this. He's got Ramsey. You know Ramsey. Of course, we all know Ramsey. We beloved
Absolutely.
Ramsey. Yeah.
He was awful in Game of Thrones. He was one of the worst villains. Ramsey. No? Wrong Ramsey?
Is he the one who gets his dick torn off?
No, he's the one who goes and does
that. Tears off dicks.
Oh, he's the
I am the one who tears off dicks.
Not the dick terry.
Yeah.
I am the one who tears off dicks.
Breaking Bolton.
There you go. Oh, that was it, yeah.
Yeah, Ramsey is the creator of God's Eye.
Yeah.
The ultimate surveillance. Can hack into everything.
Because
and
this
see
is
everything.
2006.
This is 2007, maybe. 2008.
Maybe.
Possibly 2009.
Who
We are
knows
living
at
in the
this-
first steps of iPhones. We are, talking about Zoom. We have seen at least 2 Transformers films. So
It's
we
not-
understand technology.
It's not set in this fucking Earth's timeline. Just
Then
move
we might
on.
have seen 15 Transformers films, and they're all fucking great then. And all of them started Anthony Hopkins as the main character.
Yeah.
And Cogsman as second lead, obviously.
And weirdly, the 7th one is a loose remake of The Father.
No.
And he actually said, like, in a Transformers film, he says to Optimus Prime, "I will not leave my flat!"
And he keeps wondering why his house is transforming around him. It's like, oh, we get it. It's very clever.
Yeah. It's not that he's got Alzheimer's. It's that he lives in a Transformer.
Anyway, Mr. Nobody wants to get God's Eye and sort out Ramsey. He can't make any moves on the record because he's nobody. He can't do anything like this. So he needs Dom's team to do things to get him Ramsey. What's in it for Dom? Well, Mr. Nobody can use God's Eye to find Shaw.
Even
It'll be
though,
my way or my crew, Dom says.
to be fair, he found that Shaw was there with him before fucking Mr. Nobody came along, and subsequently Shaw finds them every single time. Basically, Vin Diesel could just sit on a toilet, and within a couple of hours, Jason Statham would show up.
The start of GoldenEye just with Jason Statham popping in.
Yeah, I mean, that's what you want, though. Vin Diesel taking a shit on a toilet, and then Jason Statham just fucking pops his head up and goes like, oh God, what does Brosnan say at the start of GoldenEye? Like,
Just watched it because of you.
I know, I just watched it. What? Wrong stool. Or something. I don't know.
Forgot to knock.
I forgot. Yeah, that was it. I forgot to knock.
What is up with his mouth? I forgot to knock.
I forgot to knock.
Is this what he's like in Wrath of Man?
I don't know. I haven't seen it because I'm not a fucking pirate.
It's available on iTunes in America.
Yeah, all right. Well, yeah.
Anyway, Dom, Mr. Nobody knows that Dom was going to say.
I'm sorry, I feel a little bit uncomfortable now. I'm going to leave. Bye.
Oh, he's gone. Right in the radiator. So Mr. Nobody knew that Dom was going to have his crew. So, hey, his family already here. There's Tedris Rowan with Brian. We have a nice shot of Brian coming out of the van.
Mm-hmm.
Which, if you remember in the trailer, was accompanied by the I don't got friends, I got family line. Oh, good trailer. Good trailer. Anyway, Mose is going to be taking Ramsey. By the way, when I keep saying Mose, I know Johnny's thinking of something else. It's taking Ramsey on a mountain path on a singular road that's highly guarded by a big convoy. You know, the usual situation.
Oh, yeah.
And then now it's time for Roman to pierce his way through. You asked me to break into a police station, fight a tank, take down a plane, and now he wants to lead the planning.
I mean, I do want Roman to just be the lead of this franchise now.
No one wants that. Even he won't want that. He takes the lead.
That's why.
He's
That's
like,
why I want it, because I know he doesn't want it.
Oh no! As soon as he goes into space, he's going to be struggling.
Oh yeah.
Guy.
To breathe.
Anyway, there's a prime spot in the mountains hit the convoy, but there's no real way to get there except for Tej having an idea. Oh, family! They're working in tandem. Oh, what's that noise over there? Oh, hey, Letty! Letty's just walked in.
Well, now the crew is complete.
Yes. Dom's necklace brings back some memories. She's coming through with some thoughts of what's going on. Dom tells Tej to turn those muscle cars into those armoured cars. This time, it isn't just about being fast. Boom! Credits.
Can we have a little, just tiny little tangent here, because I've just come across it on the trivia. Have you seen To Kill a Sunrise?
The video game.
I don't know. I've
one released video game.
I know nothing about To Kill a Sunrise, but I've just come across this. and I feel like you might find this
Oh,
interesting.
the old film. Sorry, what's the video game?
No idea. But apparently Kurt Russell practically borrowed the Pat Riley look and hairstyle that he used for Tequila Sunrise for this film. It is rumoured that his character in this movie may be Nick Freskia from Tequila Sunrise, who probably went from being a Los Angeles County Sheriff to a shady government agent.
Probably need to watch Tequila Sunrise now. Nice one. Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
Just popped up, and I thought, I wonder if any of us have seen that film.
That's fucking interesting. That
I certainly haven't.
The answer is not yet, but soon.
Yeah. You have to add another film to the Fast Fridays.
No, you're saying it's part of the family now.
Apparently so. That's the
Fair enough.
rumour. Sorry, carry on.
Straight into darkness. And then we just have Roman lit up by his phone,
Yep.
playing some sort of video game. Everyone's just in cars, busting balls with each other, but it's darkness. Where are they driving? If they're not looking at where they're going, they're not driving.
Well, they're probably on a train or something.
Nah, that sounds stupid. No one's been on a train for a couple of films at this point. We hear
Yeah.
Mr. Nobody, he's offering a keg of Corona if they can pull this off without causing, a lot of noise and stuff.
Feels like quite a small price to pay, a keg of Corona. It's like a
but
keg of Corona each, at least.
it's the indignity of having to buy it, really. Because he's going to have to go to a shop. He's going to have to show his face and say, yeah, 1 keg of Corona.
And they ask for his card, and his card says, like, Mr. Nobody, and they just look at him, and it's like, but that's not a real card, is
He
it?
gets out his actual ID and says, oh, it's McLovin. His actual name is McLovin.
Yeah. There you go. Yeah.
Happy 40th.
Yeah.
Oh, they're on a plane. They're on a
Fuck.
plane, and the ramp opens up. They love being on planes now. Planes are their go-to thing. They spent, 30 minutes on one last time?
Yep.
On one or hanging off one, the fun stuff.
Getting killed by one.
R.I.P. Giselle. Where's Giselle? Where's Giselle? Oh, where's Giselle? So Dom just reverses out the plane. And then
the
everyone else
shit out of
does. Everyone else reverses out the plane except for Roman.
Well, yeah,
Cars
Roman's-
driving out of a plane. It's cool.
yeah, it's ridiculous, but it's amazing.
But hey, how do we get Roman out of that plane?
Well, Ted just got a plan, doesn't he?
Does he have a plan? Or does he have a button?
Well, he's got a plan and he's got a parachute.
He's got a button. It launches a parachute to drag Roman
Yeah.
out.
He's got a planner shoot.
He's got a parachute. That always works. If you want to make God laugh, tell him your planner shoots. So they're falling to the ground. They parachute down just at the end. They land. They've got great suspension. And they're just a little bit away from the convoy. Gosh, what luck. Could you imagine if they had, any kind of unlucky situation in this film? What if someone died recently from a car accident and they were haunted by this fact? God, like one of their close family members passed away from a car accident.
Yeah.
Oh, would they be so careful about parachuting out of a plane?
I have a little Gal Gadot info, by the way.
Please give me all the Gal Gadots you can.
Apparently, she originally reprised her role as Giselle and had filmed her scenes where Giselle takes Letty to the hospital after Letty was injured from her car explosion caused by Phoenix from Fast and Furious.
Yep.
But her scenes were cut. Despite receiving top billing, she is only ever seen via archive footage and a photograph. So she did actually film scenes.
Yeah, okay, but they're not in the film, so it doesn't...
Yeah, but it's not.
So,
It's not
so
that-
to get such
it's
a
not
high
her fault.
billing.
It's not her fault that they're not in the film. So
It would
she
be
was
like,
probably like, I'll do the scenes, but you give me high billing.
It
And
would
then
be
they're
like
like,
if
well,
you
we're not
watch the
gonna
Iron
do
Man
some
3
scenes.
credits and you see Chris Gethard in there. You're like, wait, where was Chris Gethard? You're like, oh no, his scenes were cut and not even put on the Blu-ray.
Yeah.
It's a very specific niche thing.
What, Chris Gafford in this?
Nope.
No.
No,
Iron Man
Iron
3.
Man 3.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah.
Anyway,
Although
sorry, go on.
I was going to say I wouldn't mind Chris Gethard being in this list here, which I've just seen. In the aftermath of Paul Walker's death, Jason Lee, Justin Long, Bill Hader, Patton Oswalt, Jack Black, Will Forte, Jim Parsons and Neil Patrick Harris were considered to replace him for the role of Brian O'Connor. Because Dom was going to say he hasn't changed a bit since they last saw each other.
This
Did
sounds like
not
a great
know that was a
cinematized
thing.
sequence that would have happened. That's a very off-color SNL bit.
Yeah. Sorry, carry on.
That's just okay. Whatever that was. So there's a big convoy. There's a bus in the middle of it, and there's Tony Jaa.
Yeah.
Hey, it's Tony Jaa.
Yeah.
He's
He's
in
always
this
on
film.
a bus.
He's in this film because he and Vin Diesel clearly like hanging out with each other for 2 films.
Mm-hmm.
Triple X 3 was it? Return of Xander Cage.
He's a lot more memorable in Return of Xander Cage, I'll say that.
He uses his guns in that one for some reason. He does very little fighting in that one, and I was very disappointed when I saw that one.
Oh, but every single time he kind of ends a thing, he does a little like ta-ta-ta-ta, and then smiles and then runs off. He's great.
That fair enough. Anyway, so there's 2 Jeeps, they open up their guns, they start shooting, but Tej's car, it's a gigantic van, it's a bulletproof shield for the rest of the cars, they just hang out behind him. He rams these cars off the road, so rams the cars, not Ramsey's cars. Gotta be careful now. And this bus has side turrets, so you can't get in front of this. You can't do like a 1 in front, 3 in the back like you did in Fast 5. Or in my dreams. We get some explosives on the side of the bus. There's some grappling hooks on the side of the bus. Oh, and Roman's hanging from a tree.
Oh yeah.
He's just wafting around in the middle of the trees, doing nothing.
Yeah.
So, what does you think about Roman? Doesn't do anything.
I mean, in this one, sure.
Is the bad guy? Yeah.
Oh God. Let's go. Let's go.
Boom! The back of the bus is taken off. And Brian gets on the front of his car, and then they push Brian's car into the bus so he can run onto the bus and start fighting all these people.
I just remember this being the main thing for the trailer. The whole
the
bus
end of
sequence.
this, mainly. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's fighting some people. He frees Ramsey, throws her onto Dom's car. You can't have a Fast and Furious sequence in which the character who shouldn't be thrown is thrown anymore. That's kind of the inherent nature of the franchise now. Is let's throw people. Hopefully she's not pregnant like the other 2 women who keep getting thrown all the time. And then Tony Jaa and Brian have a fight.
Yep.
Who would win? Who would win? We all said between Paul Walker and Tony Jaa. When we saw on Buck, we were like, you know what? Maybe he's good, but I don't know.
I like that it's very obviously Tony Jaa.
As opposed to if he was in prosthetics, in a Klingon.
I mean, I don't know. This is the thing. And again, you guys have spoken previously about the whole between certain people, they're not allowed to like have someone actually win the fight.
Right,
at least Paul Walker doesn't have that shit.
No, the bus starts to careen around, and then Tony Jaa locks Brian into a bus to let him to die.
Too slow.
Nailed it.
Yeah, and but I mean that's the thing, It's like with these films, it is fucking ridiculous how all these fights are sound and fury signifying nothing. Like they are all right. They wallop each other, and every now and then it's impressive what move they do. But when there's no real clear winner, it's just fuck off. And I'll be honest, I think it's basically all down to Vin Diesel's insecurity. And the others just going, yeah, all right, fuck it, I'll just do the same then.
Would we want to see someone's head bashed in on a street fight?
I just want to see a fucking winner.
You're saying you want some sort of tournament fighter film?
I'd love a Mortal Kombat film where there's a Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, wouldn't that be an idea?
That's crazy talk. Yeah, but Brian running off that bus. Every time I watch it, my heart is in my throat. It's so well done.
Works really well, doesn't it? It really, just because it's so he's fucked.
Yeah.
That it doesn't look like it ever would work. And yeah, I mean, considering, you know, seen this film a few times, it is heart in mouth stuff. That is, you're right.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what's not heart in mouth stuff.
Oh yeah.
Vin Diesel and Ramsey and what they have to do.
Yeah, they seem pretty safe in that car, to be honest.
I love how fucking dumb it is. You know, it's like, how are we going to get out of this? I'll just drive off a fucking cliff, shall I?
Why does she have to wear a helmet and he doesn't?
What are you talking about? Shaw's driven them off the road, and they're about to be knocked off a cliff by Shaw before this, and then Roman comes careening in.
Oh yeah, that happens.
Roman does something.
Forgive me for us being an hour and a half in and the tangents being mainly caused by me, but trying to maybe advance the plot a little bit. Sue me, I'm sorry.
Sorry, but he says, I'm back, bitches, because Roman's thing is he says bitch a lot. It's Roman, bitches. That's his private plane.
Dude, we know Roman's justified his presence in Fast and Furious 7. It's fine.
I'm pretty sure Ian ignored that because it doesn't it doesn't correlate with his beliefs.
Look, Fast 5, Roman doesn't fucking earn his paycheck. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
Anyway,
yeah,
Letty does her thing as Brian runs off the side of a bus that's humming off a cliff.
Yeah.
She skids. He grabs onto a spoiler and manages to get back onto ground. Whew, they're saved. They go off with the rest of the family. And then it's just, you know, Dom, Ramsey, and Shaw's off trying to sniper them. And then all of Moses' men come by and block him off on the side of a cliff.
Until he drives off.
And tells she puts her helmet on.
Yeah, now let's talk about that, because he tells her you might want to put your helmet on. Yeah. So she pops her helmet on, and then he doesn't put his helmet on because he's fine apparently. Yeah, even though, like, all I could think when they were careening down that fucking mountain was just like, surely you'd get a piece of glass in your eye or something.
By the time
she's safe, she's got the helmet.
He flying headbutted Team Muscle into the fight in Furious 6. Dominic Toretto doesn't feel pain anymore. He's a kick-ass. He's an unbreakable.
He's alive, damn it.
So he nice. Of course he doesn't fear glass. The only thing he fears is water.
Right. Okay. Oh, he's
like Bruce Willis in Glass.
No, like Bruce Willis in Split.
Well, shit, he fears water in Glass.
He fears water in Split, which is why he's in a bar.
Wait,
is he secretly an alien? Is that why he fears it water? Carry on, sorry. I'm moving on. Because we haven't even got to Abu Dhabi yet.
Yeah, so he does donuts, and there's dust everywhere, and they're facing the wrong way. So they're about to drive off a cliff, and they drive off a cliff. So Shaw can't get a shot, yep. Good shot. Moses' men can't get a good shot. They crash to the bottom. That's one way down a mountain.
Yep. So now we've got to find the God's Eye.
Now we've got to wake up because Roman can't believe a woman that good could be a hacker. Why would she waste her fine ass in front of a computer or whatever?
Yep.
Oh, and Ramsey knows one of the family. Dom's the alpha, Letty's Mrs. Alpha, Ted's the tech guy, Roman's the Joker.
But they're not married.
That's true, they're not married.
Mm.
They're not married. But it's like, it's like, he's the Mr. and the Mrs. or the family is like a ceremonial title. But Roman, he's double alpha, and he's man candy. So Ramsey tells everyone that she mailed the God's Eye drive to a friend in Abu Dhabi. Why is she willing to tell them that?
Because she trusts them.
Only two things keep a group together: fear or loyalty. I don't see anyone sweating over here. To Abu Dhabi. On a plane, because but having a scene with Dom and Brian. Well, I know the bravest thing I saw you do. Be a good husband to Mia and a good father to my nephew Jack.
Jack.
It's all about family. Sorry, I've only written Jack once. Meanwhile, are I still on Nico at this point?
Well, I mean, I just to say, the glassy-eyed Paul Walker doesn't say anything, because if he did, he'd be like, "Yes, my precious."
I believe he'd be like, Krennic, what have you done with the Death Star plans again?
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
Now this Abu Dhabi sequence.
Sandy roads. We're back on the desert.
Oh right, we're not in the buildings yet. Okay.
Yep. With the rope. No, because we've got to have Ramsey coming out of the water in a bikini and Tej Jerome like, dibs.
Right.
That's an important part. Because, this continues into fate.
How many pages of your notes are we in?
We got a while. So the friend, he sold the drive to a Jordanian trust fund billionaire who put it in a supercar in the penthouse of one of three skyscrapers.
I believe originally was almost going to be played by Jason Mantzoukas. Carry on.
Fuck, that would have ruled.
What is happening?
Sorry, carry on. That was just a little trivia bit.
I don't think we would have been able to handle that.
I thought that would have ruled so hard.
Yeah, but what if he's in one where he gets to play a full role and becomes pro?
He auditioned for the role of the Abu Dhabi fixer.
Oh, he said TikTok, Mr. Toretto. And I just kind of killed him.
Oh, that would be great.
I can't believe he's in the franchise like that, and he's going to be in the next one. That's
Sorry, moving on.
Magic's the best. Anyway, good news. It's the summer solstice, so there's a party tonight in the skyscraper, which puts it at June 21st. One of the years, it's June 21st. Okay? Right. So Mia was pregnant in 2006. Jack is walking around, so he's like 2, maybe 3. So maybe it's 2008, maybe it's 2009, but it's June 21st.
My God.
Right?
Just ridiculous.
So the family gets suited and booted. They go up there, and Letty and Dom get in a lift together. Letty's memories are still coming up again. And we get to the party, and it's going down for real. A 2014 Flow Rider song. I checked. It's 2014. It's a 2014 Flow Rider song. I also checked, by the way, when I went on the Wikipedia, the specific Fast and Furious wiki. Mose Jacan's death is listed as 2014.
Oh, this is just annoying. 2014.
There is no way this can be anything of, because 2008 was Apple Bottom Jeans? So if we're looking at the end, of course, 2021 is a 13-point public vote in Eurovision. So Flow Rider's career is progressing between those two states of existence.
Nice.
So it's June 21st, possibly 2014. Theoretically 2014. What the fuck has happened? How is Jack so small? How long has Elena been pregnant for?
This is so ridiculous.
It doesn't
really. 2014, the events of Fast and Furious Tokyo Drift begin. Right.
Okay. So those flip phones are 2014 era flip phones.
What?
Right. Okay.
Ridiculous. I've just found a Fast and Furious timeline on the Fast and Furious wiki.
And it's all because of Flow Rider. Flow Rider ruins everything.
Oh my God. Well, let's talk about this amazing sequence with the 3 buildings, though.
Oh, well, what do you mean?
Because,
my God. Skyscraper, and, to pull a heist, they need someone to cause a distraction.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So it's someone's birthday.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, Roman really likes being here. He wants to be part of the culture. He wants to be Black Arrow.
Yep.
I bet he'd never do a joke like that again in another film. Lines, black and something else into one singular word. That would be too much, I would say. Roman. So the same joke again and again.
Too much, too furious.
Well, you'd all be too furious.
Hmm.
So the car's in the vault somewhere. Tej and Ramsey are, off-site, teching up. And, there's Ronda Rousey, the fighter. She's head of security. She's got a girl squad. Cool party.
Yeah.
This is the same year, of course, as Entourage, the movie version Entourage. This is Ronda Rousey, the fighter's year in cinema.
Before her celebrated turn in Mortal Kombat 11 as Sonya Blade.
No way.
Yeah. Did you? Yeah. No.
Voice or mocap?
I'm assuming just voice, but yeah, like she's awful.
But when we think of the fighter, we think, the voice, the emotion that comes from her performances.
No, exactly.
Like, if you lost 10 minutes with me, I'll let you fuck me. She says to Turtle, her future husband, the tequila billionaire. Turtle.
Hang on. Does she marry him in that?
They don't marry, but one assumes because they stay together through to Lloyd's wedding at the end.
Oh God!
Right. She probably catches the bouquet because Vince won't.
Just to confirm, it was voice only. Apparently.
Fair enough. This is also an episode of Yelling About It. Then we'll come see a look at HBO's hit comedy Entourage by Bros Bros. It's been 6 years since we did an episode. It's good. I can still have to say every part of that. Ram's going to cause a distraction. By?
Yep. Well, it's someone's birthday.
Oh, he asked if it's her birthday. Yeah, grabs the mic. What do we all sing?
Happy birthday to you. You.
Everyone's excited.
Yeah.
What a good time. Meanwhile, there's Letty beating up a guy and taking his card.
Yeah. And Dom is lifting up a car while
walks straight into the vault. There's no problems here. And Dom just lifts up a fucking car.
Yep. While they try and find this God's Eye thingamajig.
It's not right to cage up a beast.
And then they get caught by Ronda Rousey, and she sets the alarms.
Ronda Rousey, the fighter.
Yep. She sets the alarms off, and the shutters come down. So Dom does what he has to do, and what does he have to do?
Well, what Letty has to do is fight Ronda.
It's time to release the beast.
Squad, fight Ronda's squad, while she stands and paces and watches, and then they have a nice fight.
Oh yeah, that happens.
Yeah, that is important to happen. And then the car comes through. They drive the car into the party. Could you imagine someone coming in and wrecking this party? Who would do ding? Who's in the lift?
I mean, I love how Jason Statham just pops up every single moment.
He's the Joker.
They're trying to get things done.
He's the Joker.
So I got you again. Now you gotta hide again.
Now you gotta hide again. I'll count. 1, 2, Tokyo Drift.
So and then Dom hits him with his car.
Yeah.
And sort of knocks him out of the way a bit, and then drives the car.
Yeah, but now he's facing the wrong way again. Like he was at the cliff. That's awkward.
Yeah.
What's he gonna do?
He drives the car out of the building.
Cars
into
don't fly.
Building.
Dom, cars don't fly.
Right, and then he drives the car out of that second building.
Well, no,
into
he drives the car through the window. Shaw shoots some grenades, and they fly through into the second building.
Fucking incredible.
Yeah. Which is completely active. Gosh, could you imagine if there was something in a building? That would be really awkward. Oh, another building.
With it looks like priceless antiques.
Yeah, it's an art museum. It's clearly the Terracotta Army kind of thing.
Yeah.
And the brakes aren't working, which is why they're flying. As opposed to, any other reason. Like, this isn't really cool. So Brian gets out, Dom manages to get out, they manage to get the drive, and the car skids right through to the window and falls down, and Dom is right at the edge watching. Still miss the bullets, Brian? That was my voice now. It's not even trying to be Vin Diesel, I guess. Hello? And now we're back to Jason Manzukis, I guess.
Yes. Well, now they've got the God's Eye.
You've got the God's Eye. The mechanic is told to walk out by Mr. Nobody. He's back.
So now it's
Interesting
time to
interpretation
use.
of low key, which means they don't get a keg of Corona, I'm guessing.
So,
So yeah, they
so
kick
now
up
it's
God's Eye.
time. Now it's time to use God's Eye to find Shaw.
Yeah, they backtrack Shaw from the building disaster onwards, and
Yep.
they find he's in a factory. That's convenient. Nice factory somewhere nearby.
Hmm.
Let's have a dawn raid.
Well, let's not, because that's what Dom says. But
That's what Dom says. So he walks out and is like, Miss Nobody, hey, I lied, by the way. It's just you and I.
Yeah.
I don't want to. Was it?
and then Brian comes out and says,
His
"No,
family
it's you and I
drives.
and I."
Right. Yeah, I knew you were going to do that.
I'm coming with you.
Yeah. So they get up because he still misses the bullets, and they go and see Shaw, who's on his own eating a steak.
Yep.
Oh, what's that on the table? Oh, it's a grenade. He puts a grenade on the table because they're all coming with the guns. Like, I want my steak first. This is it. This is all I want. A dozen men. The enemy of my enemy is my friend, he says. I don't got friends. I got family. Boom. I have lots of friends, Shaw says. And then suddenly, Mose comes in and his guys come shooting everybody. Pow, 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 pow.
Yeah.
Anything else?
So now we've got like two events going on at the same time, right? Because we're being chased. Oh no, is this where they're tossing Nathaniel from Game of Thrones? I can't remember her name.
No, that's Los Angeles. This is
Oh,
just
sorry.
Tony Shaw shooting Mr. Nobody real quick. And
Right.
Brian goes and tries to grab the God's Eye, but Shaw throws a concussion grenade, so he gets out there, and Mose grabs the God's Eye. So now that's why they're at a disadvantage. Just in the third act. So Dom and Brian escape Mr. Nobody. He reveals he was wearing Kevlar. He's fine. And he just wants Dom to try the Belgian ale.
Yeah.
Do one thing for me. And he's left on the side of the road while medics are going to come. They're not leaving him. He's leaving them. And so it's like, right, if they have to protect Ramsey, because if she dies, the God's Eye will never be safe. If a war's coming, we're going to face it on the streets we know best. LA.
Yes.
Home stretch, baby. Home stretch. Another, 5 pages of notes.
I would not be surprised.
Right, so Tej realizes that, we could hack the God's Eye and put a virus on it, theoretically. Because, it's the cloud. You can do anything on the cloud, right? But you need 2 miles of God's Eye to upload it. You can't. It's not easy to do.
Yeah.
So they're going to play hot potato with Ramsey in order to keep them close. Dom hands
it's
Letty
always fun
his
playing hot
necklace.
potato with a human being.
Thank you. Dom hands Letty the necklace and says, "I'll come back for that," because everyone's handing off that necklace. That's more hot potato than any human being in this film. And Brian quickly calls Mia and says, "If he doesn't call in 24 hours, take Jack and move on." And then Mia tells Brian, "They can have a girl." The best decision I ever made was walking into that shop and buying a sandwich. Johnny, were you happy they finally mentioned the sandwich?
Oh yeah.
I imagine
So
you were
happy.
just like,
I want them to go back to the shop at some point.
yeah, that's going to happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's going to be the last scene of of all the films is going to be CG Gollum Paul Walker tucking into a really shit tuna sandwich.
CG tuna sandwich.
But the crusts are finally on. He's grown.
And as he bites in, the soundtrack just blares with the classic banger from the Fast and Furious. Watch your back! Watch your back! Watch your back! Cut to credits.
And it's only Wednesday.
Dom visits his garage.
So we play hot
he
potato.
gets his car out, and he just says, "One last ride."
Yeah.
He saws off a shotgun. I think that's more important. He's showing off shotguns. Shaw's got some big guns he's preparing, and Brian's taking the FBI badge thing off of his bulletproof vest. Now the cars are coming into play. Now it's time. Come on, let's do this. No one's got any notes?
You've
Nah,
got all
mate.
notes.
I've got them. I just want to see how much anyone remembers.
We're ready to end this, I think.
Mose is in a helicopter. He's using God's eye to find Toretto.
In all seriousness, this sequence of the film is probably just the most shit happens and things blow up. Like, there's not a lot to talk about with this final stretch.
Oh, I'm sorry. You have to understand that they go in three directions, the cars, and they split the three ways. And it's like, God's eye doesn't need you to do that stuff. Just to remind you that God's eye is better than those things. And they launch a Predator drone. What's more important than now? There's a Predator drone.
I don't know if there's 2 Predator drones.
Okay, fine. But Brian's got Ramsey at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
And they're driving and they see the Predator drone, and then Brian's car shrinks a little bit and gets under the lorry, like it goes into Christmas vacation mode and hides under the lorry.
Nice.
It's ridiculous, and then that starts to skid because the drone's shooting at it, and it becomes a bit of a final destination situation with the logs. And then they hide behind a building for a brief period of time.
Mm.
That's convenient. That the drone's just not very good at following a car. The one job it's got to do. Oh, and Dom's already taken Shaw through a parking lot. They're up on a roof. Their thing is done really quickly in this whole thing. And they play chicken again.
Except someone wins this time.
Oh, what happens?
Right.
So they don't smash face to face this time?
No, they smash wheel to face, pretty much.
Oh, we'd be like Death Proof.
Yeah. Oh, if only. If only. That's all this film is missing is a Death Proof reference.
I was making a Death Proof reference earlier because that's what.
Yeah, I know, but
that's what Shaw was doing.
Yeah, but we needed Kurt Russell.
Ramsey was on the side of a car being hit by another car. That film is in 100% Death Proof, Johnny. But to get the benefit of it, you've really been watching it in 4K HDR.
Yeah.
No, so Dom's suspension lifts him up. So he hops on the front of Shaw's car and then shoots a shotgun down immediately, and Shaw shoots a gun at him. And then they both miss. Both stranger, they both miss.
Yeah.
So, just when they're hidden away from a car, Brian and Roman, they do a mid-skid in which Ramsey is passed from car to car in some sort of, John Woo Mission Impossible 2 style sequence.
Mm.
And then the car blows up, and is Brian dead? He just managed to get out of there. Oh, sorry. Are you waiting for what's happening in the hospital? Because it's
the Rock's there, isn't he?
Oh yeah, Hobbs is watching some basketball, and the news breaks in, and there's chaos going on. And then the drone destroys a cell tower, and Hobbs looks out and goes, Toretto. Daddy's got to go to work.
I can't because his arm's in a cast. What's he going to do?
No, how's he going to go to work? Oh, what's that? He's flexing his arm, and the cast breaks. He's baller. He's a baller.
He is indeed.
He has been known to ball.
The Shaw exits his car, grabs some metal from the engine. Dom takes out 2 pipes. What is it? A spanner? Anyway, it's a street fight. Whatever it is, it's a street fight.
Yeah, it's like the bit off the side. Like, I thought for a second it was the windscreen wiper.
It does look like that with Shaw when he takes out the other bit.
Yeah.
It's just some, bit of metal from the bonnet, maybe?
Mm.
Like the framework. He just clangs them together and gets rid of all the guff, which would probably cause damage if you hit someone with it.
Yeah.
So, stupid move on Shaw's part. Anyway, Brian's running through a cell tower, and Tony Jaa's coming in to chase him. Part two of their fight.
Yeah.
There's not much to say here. Roman drives under a bridge, the drone explodes, and we see that Roman, Tej, and Ramsey have escaped in that 10-second window they had under a bridge, because drones can't deal with bridges. And now Ramsey's in Letty's car, and the rest of them are just sitting around wasting time.
Yep.
That's it for them for the film, I guess.
Pretty much.
Yep. Brian and Tony Jar fight up a place, and then Brian slaps. He connects him with what is it? A wire? The rolling thing for wire, the big gigantic rolling wheels.
Yep.
And he's like too slow
yep.
and kicks it, and then it falls down a shaft and takes Tony Jar with him, but we don't see his body, so he could probably be alive for another film.
Ooh.
Too slow.
And is this where we get the
So we're heading to a tunnel.
Tunnel.
You love tunnels. Now you were excited in Fast and Furious when we're dealing with tunnel action scenes.
Yep.
Well, what if Letty and Ramsey were driving down a tunnel and the drone's following, shooting up?
Oh yeah. Yep.
Yeah. And just as they think, oh, we're about to die, an ambulance crashes down onto the drone and kills it. What do you think about that?
Perfect.
I fucking love it.
And what if I told you that the drone was crashed by an ambulance driven by none other than Luke Hobbs?
The Rock himself.
No, Luke Hobbs.
Luke Hobbs himself.
Who, as he steps out of the side-turned ambulance, he's literally standing up in the entire windscreen, because that's how tall he is. He's framed in the ambulance's front portion on the side, and then he shoots the Predator's eye thing, and someone just comments, "Did someone just double tap our drone?" Oh! Letty asked, "Where's the cavalry?" And I think this is one of your most...
I am the cavalry.
Woman, I am the cavalry.
I said that more
And
like Toretto.
he takes a Gatling gun out. Probably,
Yep.
I assume he probably had it from his behind, but I think it's probably from the drone. I like to imagine he could carry it in his jack.
I mean, every ambulance has got a Gatling gun, I'm pretty sure.
In Los Angeles, of course.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway, the hack's already done. God's Eye shut down, the military inbounds, and Moses like, whoop, I should get out of here, but I want to kill Dominic Toretto first, even if Shaw's in the way, I don't care now. So they goes over there, he sees that they're punching each other into cars, they're punching cars into their fists.
Each other.
There's a Superman punch moment. And then Mose shoots some rockets down. The thing about street fights is the street always wins.
Street always wins.
And Dom
so
stomps his
silly.
foot and it breaks open the ground. Like his brother would have. Because they're both as bad as each other, and he's going to have more of a scar face, and he's going to be more in a coma, right? If he survived this. Survived this.
You'd think so.
Anyway, Moses firing at him, and Dom's like, oh, where do I go? But suddenly there's a distraction, because Hobbs is firing at the helicopter with a Gatling gun. He's just walking down the street with a Gatling gun, shooting at this thing. Dom grabs a bag of grenades from shore and drives through the parking lot. It starts to collapse around him. And a little bit of concrete falls on the ground. He ramps up over it, flies the car in the air. The helicopter just moves up a little bit so he misses entirely. And he goes down and collapses into the parking lot. He's dead, I guess. He missed. He threw his car into a helicopter and he missed. That's the end of the film.
Well, did he miss?
Well, there's a grenade bag on the side of the helicopter. Oh, it's a good job that Hobbs has a gigantic gun, so if you could shoot at that, it wouldn't matter how many shots he took, it would probably not miss. He drops the gun and uses his little pistol and shoots twice.
Yeah. Perfect.
And kaboomy! That's the end of Most Wakanda. That's 2014's big situation, as we all know.
Shaw, turns out, is fine. He's got no injuries, really.
And more importantly, before that, Hobbs moves gigantic pieces of rubble to find Dom unconscious.
Oh, yeah, he saves Dom.
Just literally picks up gigantic pieces of cement out of this place. Brian tries to... and Letty's like, stop.
Letty remembers everything.
Turns out they got married.
What?
Got married.
And he gave his wedding ring to Han.
And they used the necklace to consecrate their union.
Yeah.
The necklace is so important that it married family. If
But
I
why
die,
would you give your...
remember?
Yeah. Why would you give your wedding ring to Han, though? makes no sense.
I've seen his hair.
It's
Also,
weird.
lost his hair.
It's strange.
If I
It's
was
odd.
born a Toretto without that hair, I would be like, I want to marry that hair. The man underneath it is also gorgeous with that hair.
Fair enough.
But if I die, you die. It's about time. Dom waited until Letty finally remembered that they were married in order to come back to life.
Yep.
False. Ian, the only person married in this podcast.
I don't think it's a particularly realistic depiction of marriage.
If your wife wasn't remembering anything and you decided to almost die until she remembered something, how would you feel in terms of, guilt, I would guess?
Well, it's a lot of work, isn't it?
It's a lot of effort. It's a cycle level amount of effort going on here to make that happen.
Yeah. I'll be honest, Andrew, it's not a question I've ever pondered.
That's odd. You say you've been married almost a decade now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And you not once has this come up in the back of your mind.
He's been too busy focusing on how what's his name is pointless to the franchise.
No, I've been focusing too much on that girl from Tokyo Drift doing the little turn up. That's ready, steady, go.
Is it a turn or is it a pivot?
It's a little pivot and a flourish at the end.
I think maybe that's what's not listed in the script, so everyone doesn't learn that. They just literally think it has to be a turn. They don't know it's a flourish, so they don't give it their all.
I know, but that's the fucking spice, isn't it? That's the thing. That's you gotta make your mark somewhere. Rita Ora's just like steady. And then gets into a fucking noz with Tessa Thompson and Taika Waititi. Yeah, I'll be honest, Andrew. It's not a question I've pondered, but ask me again one day.
When we do 10.
Yeah, sure.
So Shah's walked into a Shah. What happened to my mouth? Walked into a CIA detention facility by Hobbs, and they hate each other. They clearly hate each other.
Mm.
And there's 30 foot of concrete and me before you get out.
Yeah.
Yeah, they'd never become best friends and work on things together.
Oh yeah, that's the last time we'll ever see you, sure.
That's
Yeah,
the last
that's
time.
fucking
Pay for
ridiculous,
punishment.
Andrew.
Yeah, sorry, I'm
First
just coming
crimes.
up with stupid concepts now because
Right,
it's been 2 hours.
God.
I'm breaking reality. We're going to hang out on the beach. How about that?
Oh, this.
Me,
Breaks my
Jack
heart.
and Brian, they're playing by the waves.
It's a pretty
Yeah.
sweet beach, this, right? It's
That's
pretty, like, the cars are very, very close to the beach, and then you haven't got any, rocks or, pebbly shit.
No, it's
Like,
real smooth.
One of my multiple problems with beaches, right, is just how much of a pain in the fucking arse it is to get down to them and back up again. This beach, no bloody problem. I'd do this beach all day. How is this beach not planned?
I
They probably own the beach.
That's kind of probably true.
Oh,
I grew up
God,
in
they do.
we had a beach house as a family, as the
Ooh.
entire family, and me being
I'd hate that.
Brian,
Sorry.
and it was a kind of a packed location, but it had sand, and then stone, and then pebble, then shells, and then sand, then stone, and then finally sand, then beach before you even got to the water itself.
It's fucking ridiculous.
It's
Like beaches,
what is this? Why is this popular?
they are the dumbest thing. They are just everybody flocks to them. So they're busy. They're a pain in the ass to get to. Whenever you want to fucking move from your spot, you got to think about so many things. Who's going to look after the stuff? What clothes do I need for that particular given situation? How much sand is going to be everywhere? And the thing is, I tolerate beaches because my wife and my daughter love them and I love them. So it is what it is. But any fucking time I get to eulogize about how much I do not like going to the beach, I'm going to do it. So thank you for this opportunity.
Is eulogizing or rhapsodizing?
Fuck me, I'm eulogizing my love for how much I hate beaches.
R.I.P. your love.
Fuck
See, I
right.
like beach places, but mainly for
I like
arcade.
Beach Boys.
Yeah, I mainly like going to the arcades and sort of like the beach towns
Oh, give me a 2p
rather
machine.
than the beach itself.
Boom. Give me a fucking Mario Kart arcade machine. You lot fuck off down the beach. I'll see you in 5 hours.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'm with you there.
So just like us, Roman keeps talking over the situation.
Mm.
And Tej
Yep.
tells him to stop, just watch. They're
It's
home.
heartbreaking.
This is where they belong. Things are going to be different
Mm-hmm.
now. John walks off. Letty asks if he's going to say goodbye. It's never goodbye. And then the piano comes in.
It's fucking tough.
Yeah.
It's really tough watching this scene.
It never stops. Every time.
Like the unique experience of being able to eulogize a person within a film that they were actively involved in
Yeah.
is, I mean, almost unprecedented. Like the fact that it was during shooting, it's almost unprecedented, and there are other examples, but the way that this film, I had my criticisms earlier on, but the way that this film manages to actually weave that thread together and then just create this scene at the end that doesn't really have anything to do with the overarching plot, apart from the fact that it's saying goodbye to Brian essentially.
Yeah.
But
He misses the bullets. Now he's done that.
yeah, and he's done now. But it's also, like, frankly, like it's an opportunity for the audience to say goodbye to Paul Walker.
Yeah.
And it's really tastefully done. The song is perfect.
Yeah. Yes.
I mean, it's astounding. Like the fact it was like an original song and whatnot. They didn't use a piece of like source music. It fits perfectly. And then that montage at the end, where the thing with Paul Walker in these films is he's just obviously, his character and he are obviously enjoying it all so much. And that there is nary a scene where Paul Walker is not fucking smiling in these things and just like enjoying being in the moment, and that really comes through. And like even with again, I've been critical of the CG Gollum-y look of him, but the fact that the look on his face here is just fucking smiling.
He can leave without saying goodbye, he says, as he smiles and stares.
Yeah, it's perfect. And then like the fade, like the fade up to white and then full Paul.
Well, it's the "You'll always be my brother," and then the two roads diverge.
Yeah.
He drives on, Brian heads towards the sunset.
And
I remember watching it going like,
yeah.
This is art in a blockbuster. That's literally, the closest a film can get to genuine art. And we just had it in a film where people blow things up and, jump out of buildings into other buildings.
And it's the fact that this family aspect isn't bolted onto this one as almost like a we've got an opportunity here, like it's not. The Salumi Familia is in Fast 5.
Yeah.
Like they've really built that into the core of these films, and then that just pays off in this like really cathartic experience at the end. It's I hope it remains unique, because then it means that people haven't fucking died during production.
Absolutely.
But yeah, I mean, and you know, fair play. I mean, like, credit to James Wan as well, because he's come in as a new recruit and has had surely the hardest time that any one of these fucking directors had.
I mean, yeah, if you get put on something like this, you think, oh, this is a big, great opportunity. And then, what, 3 months into production?
Yeah.
It's like, oh, fuck. And you have to shut it down for a while. You have to really focus on how the hell do you continue. It's insane.
I was watching the extras, and I think it was Chris Morgan was saying, like, they were thinking, like, do we even continue, you know? And it was like, we decided to do what Paul wanted to do. And that just sounds like, that is exactly what Paul Walker would have fucking wanted them to do. That.
Yeah. Yeah. Just have a fun film, and, you know, solidarity and love and respect, but make it fun on the journey to there. That seemed to be all he was just like this bolt of energy and joy.
And just as a monument to an actor who, you know, if it may be a little bit unkind, but it kind of feels like he maybe wasn't like super appreciated until he was gone.
Yeah.
It's a hell of a thing. And I mean, like, I've heard apparently his brothers are back in some capacity for the next one, so there's going to be some element of Brian. And
yeah,
maybe they're just going to play Brian's brothers, you know, because it's about time that we see one of these characters have a brother. I don't know if anyone would ever have a brother in one of these films. That'd be ridiculous.
I mean, I don't know. If honestly though, if they were going to do something like that, these just like Uncle blah blah, sweet.
One, get a better name, please. Good.
I know, come on, yeah, but you know what I mean though, and it's I really I just want Brian to be done and be happy at the end of Fast 7.
Yeah. What after the end of what? Sorry.
Oh fuck me, Fast and Furious 7. Andrew.
Okay, I take it. But yes, no, they're just the idea. That's it. And he's not, they don't kill him off. They don't get rid of him. It's just like, I'm retired. I've got family. I'm happy. Everything's happy. It's a utopian, beautiful, happy ending. It doesn't get better.
It's perfect.
Yeah.
Ian, thank you for joining us on our road to F9 The Past Saga by going through Furious 7.
What a pleasure it's been. Thank you for having me, gents.
Plug your stuff, please. It's 2 and a bit hours in, so if you've listened to this far, obviously like listening to Ian for hours on end anyway. Right?
Yeah, and you can get a show that never seems to be less than 2.5 hours minimum every fucking week somehow. Film Bastards. Twitter at Ian Loring, at Film Bastards. My co-hosts.
So that's a Film Bastards, like
Bastards. Like Inglorious Bastards. Thank you for that. Yeah, Bastards with an E. Along with my co-hosts Mark Foster and Becky Foster. Weekly film reviews and tangents, and me worrying about the death of cinema, and also talking about how we're all in simulation.
But you're also very positive. When cinemas were opening up again, the weeks leading up to that, your hype was getting me hyped, even though I wasn't going to be going for a while.
Yeah.
Which is great to hear. Also, you're available to go on Patreon to support you.
Oh, bless you. And we have a Patreon, $2 a month. Like, we have kind of almost like director's cuts of the episodes where just the general, it's literally, I just press record when we start the Skype conversation. We just chat some shit before we start the show. We put that up. Bond commentary. So Andrew has joined me for it was From Russia with Love, wasn't it?
From Russia with Love, yeah.
And I believe you're going to be on for, well, you better be for Die Another Day.
You've announced me without me going, oh shit, did I actually say I would do this for Die Another Day?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, you definitely need to do it. I mean, that's one of my fondest
tell me the
memories
story.
of Andrew is we did a film quiz and Andrew knew the theme for Die Another Day within 2 beats of the song.
And
I
not
don't know anyone else who would get that so
the
quickly. but
ethereal violin string.
Yeah.
At the
Oh,
start.
that was it.
fuck. Really?
Yeah, I was like, no, and then I couldn't. I still can't believe it to this day, and it's been a few years since then.
I lived for that Madonna song for a couple of months when I was 12.
Because
Yeah.
I would have understood that if it was like the bum bum bum
No,
bum.
not
bum,
even
bum,
that, yeah.
But not that. Just a bit fucking hell, Andrew.
Yeah,
I know.
it was instantly just like Die Another Day. I was like, are you really? Yeah, you need Andrew for Die Another Day.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, Andrew basically willed that commentary into fucking existence as well. So
I wanted to make someone suffer, and as always, like the podcast we do, Johnny, I also will thus have to suffer along with it.
But Andrew also joined us for every one of the Nolan
I
commentaries.
wasn't there for Memento or following.
Right, okay, and then you joined us for every one after that. Fair fucking
Yes.
play.
Mostly doing bits.
Including a very spicy series of takes about Tenet. I will definitely if anyone it becomes new to the Patreon and you like Andrew being spicy, Tenet is the fucking place to go.
Yeah, Mark did not like me.
No, Mark did not like you.
And I didn't like me either, so it's fine.
No, but yeah, that was something. Anyway, honestly, guys, it's been a pleasure. I've been really fucking enjoying listening to the show, and it's it's been a pleasure to go through it. And I'm sorry that I was a bit low energy towards the in like the middle third there, but Andrew's notes are fucking terrifying.
Yeah.
Yeah, I went and just had a look at how many pages I got for the next one, and I thought, oh, it's probably less because I remember writing less when I did it. But no, there's still like, 4 or 5 A4 pages.
Wow.
Sometimes I feel it's just nice to just step back and let him go through his notes a bit before you say anything.
But I feel very,
Because otherwise
self-conscious
the
now I'm talking
podcast
too
would
much.
be like 7 hours long. No, it's fine. Like, I do the same with my national
I cut out a
notes.
lot of notes. I had every action beat.
Oh, well, yeah.
We didn't get into the intricacies of Tony Jaa versus Brian O'Connor. Maybe next time.
I think my primary topic discussions were very, very front loaded, but that's just how it kind of was with this film. I'm so glad that I was given the space to talk about the ready, steady, go turning.
We welcome all thoughts. Because that's
Would
what
never
family
guess
is.
Yeah. That's what family is.
In your family now.
Happy to be so. Sorry, I was taking a sip of beer.
Corona, surely.
Actually, do you know what? I bought a crate of 18 Coronas for episode 400.
Jesus, how long were you taking of going? It was only 2.5.
I wasn't planning on drinking them all at once or anything, but and we managed to get through them over the last few days. And Donna, my wife, literally said, "There's a Corona in the vegetable drawer." It's like, what the fuck? So I have had a Corona today.
1 of you 5 a day.
So we've had someone who's driven on the podcast. Now we've had someone who's drunk Corona at some point during the day of recording on the podcast.
I thought Brad's The Slow and the Curious piece of performance art was quite something on that show. I would have driven, but I have an electric car that's about 5 years old, so that fucking thing would have run out of battery, not my phone.
It's a good job we didn't have any of those nice old guns that can shoot and take down your electric car. Right, Johnny? Your favourite guns?
Oh, yeah.
Could I claim on my insurance for that? Because if so, let's talk.
Well, you can claim insurance, but also I'm pretty sure it becomes classified very quickly because it means you're on some sort of heist job working for the cartel.
Oh, that's a good point, actually.
So,
Which
I
one?
mean-
Which one is that in?
Is it the second one? Is it Too Fast where they have the guns you love?
What with the big not hooks?
It's the
Oh,
start of two.
the weird grabbers.
Yeah.
Things.
It's the start of two.
Yeah, it's number 2. Yeah.
All right, so that's 2003.
Yep.
It's like the guy who was like the other guy along with Ted Levine in the second one, like gets him in by doing that.
Yes.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, let's go.
I know we're finishing up, but I think that you guys brought you didn't put enough respect to the name Too Fast, Too Furious. That film is all right.
Too Furious.
That film is all right. I'm just saying.
Well, too bad.
No, I mean, I wish I was on that one to argue its case.
I mean, look, I've warmed to it over the times we watched the rest of them. Going, you know what? I do enjoy when they throw the boat at the car at the boat. That still warms my heart, and I'm very excited. Probably in the week we've just come past that we'd have heard Blank Check dealing with Too Fast, Too Furious, which is just. I mean, you know, Griffin Newman talking Fast and Furious is entirely me.
He's got to be fucking cast in one of those films. It's before the Fast films
Before
end.
they finish,
Griffin
he's
Newman.
going to somehow be some sort of tech random guy.
He
Probably not.
has to be. He has to be. Anyway.
Fingers crossed. Ian, thank you for being family.
Oh, no,
Thank you
thank
so
you.
much.
Yeah, pleasure, guys. That was really, really fun. Really enjoyed that.
And stay tuned next week when we're going to discuss the fate of the Furious. What could that be? Certainly couldn't be, you know, F. Gary Gray and Charlize Theron reuniting for the Italian Job 2.
Sounds fateful.
Remember that film? The Italian Job? Jason Statham, Charlize Theron, F. Gary Gray?
Watched it a few weeks back.
Yeah, you know what? Still good.
It's all right.
Still fun.
It's all right.
I like Seth Green. Until then,
Vroom,
everyone.
vroom.
Vroom, vroom.